Welcome to it, another Brightside right here on Wave 105, 671-922-1051 or 1052. We're online, thewave105.com. Also our YouTube channel, Wave 105.1 FM Guam. My name is Pauly Suba, and we are hanging out with Reese.
Hi, everybody. Sorry. Hello.
Thanks for hanging out.
Of course. Happy to be here.
All right. And so I've been busy just paying attention to the legislature, right? So
you've been on it, man. I've been listening.
There's an informational hearing that it's still going on. It started since 10 a.m. They were talking about ARPA funds. Do we have them? Does GMHA have the money? Do they not have the money? We'll get into that. But I want to go now to where they're at. Senator Chris Barnett is asking about if there's a lawsuit pending, right, with the Attorney General Doug Moylan about the possibility of moving forward with the construction of a new hospital over at Manilao. And so there's some land issues, right? Condemning lands and eminent domain. And so Senator Chris Barnett just says straight up, if you lose this case, then what? And so I kind of want to just go to that part because people are calling for people's jobs in this informational hearing. And also people are saying that if this thing doesn't pan out, I'll resign. So let's just get that. I think we're only going to be able to get you the audio file, but here it is.
There's Senator Barnett.
Madam Chair. There's just a whole lot of information coming out in this hearing, primarily because it's my opinion that when the governor couldn't get 8 votes in the People's House, it forced her to go outside and circumvent the legislature's rightful authority and ability to enter into this arrangement that we're now discussing with Gora, doing a lot of the heavy lifting with the assistance of Gita. But my first question is for Ms. Mel, if you could. So we had been discussing a bill to appropriate $5 million to the Department of Corrections in the previous term, and it was said on the record that basically, long story short, the governor did not intend to construct the new prison because the application of that debt was going to be used towards the construction of the new hospital. Did you follow this?
I don't believe so, sir, but I have been following the evolution of the Department of Corrections.
Okay.
If you want me to talk about that a little.
That's what she said in the veto message. But I guess my question is, if that's the situation with DOC, how is the construction of the new hospital going to impact the construction of the new Simon Sanchez High School?
The construction of Simon Sanchez High School is already by lease-leasebacks such as Simon Sanchez, such as the hospital, and the Department of Corrections. They do not fall under the debt ceiling. So the debt ceiling is one thing. I don't think that's what she was probably addressing. I believe she was addressing the capacity for the capacity for annual debt. With regard to DOC, I believe the size of the facility was of larger concern. So I believe that if that project had been, from what I saw, from where they started to where they were wishing to go, if there had been somewhere in between, I think they would have been okay. But I think that
Thank you, Ms. Bell. I only got 5 minutes. I appreciate that. Mr. Fernando and Director Napoli, you had talked about a purchase that's currently ongoing for lot 5297, and I don't believe that you stated on the record who was the lot being purchased from.
I'll send you the details, and we may have already posted that on our website, the appraisal of that property. I believe it's the estate of, I don't have the first name, but I believe it's the estate of the Perez family. So it's just similar to the Camacho family. It was a land returned.
Is this also land that's connected with a Gita employee, or no?
Not that I'm aware of, yeah.
And then Deputy Director Estevez, in the Gora board meeting where you guys had passed the resolution to proceed with the land condemnation, You had said, and it was just a little comment, but it caught my ear. You had said on the record in the meeting that there were things that the military had told you about, I assume, the construction of the new hospital that you weren't, for whatever reason, able to share with the general public. So I just ask now that you expand on that, and if this is an issue of national security or some
No,
type of security
absolutely
clearance.
not. And I think it came out in the DIS when you look at their evaluation, probably one of the only socioeconomic things that they actually truly hit on as a significant adverse impact. Because one, they didn't evaluate the capacity. So there's a huge gap between the increase in population that's being proposed, the increase in population that's already had that we proposed at the housing summit of around 15,000 people, and zero investment from Department of Defense. So whether there are ongoing discussions, high-level meetings, it's hard without a final price, but the data is there to support. And, you know, having made the case to get, GURA having made the case to really get Guam $500 million, I can say confidently there is a strong case to get funding for this hospital, provided we can get our ducks in a row and get a price tag to go chase after that. Thank you.
Sorry, Madam Chair. You had also said that you had zero concern about the court cases that are playing out in both the local court and the federal court. I don't necessarily agree, because I believe the legislature absolutely should have had a hand in this process. But in the event that the federal court rules against GORA and the governor, what then would happen with the construction of the new hospital?
So to reiterate is, you know, we may have our disagreements. I think only the attorney Terlahi has her degree, but her law degree, but whether they agree or not, the Supreme Court has already ruled on it, and it's based off federal precedent set on Wang v. Kamina regarding how funds are used. So, you know, we of course did our due diligence and ensured that, crossed our T's, dotted our I's, made sure. So yeah, I say again, zero worry.
I know, but what if the federal court says that you didn't cross the T's or dot the I's, and Mr. Estevez, you're incorrect in having zero concern, you lose?
I'll resign.
There you go.
Thank you.
And there's still more. They're still going. But to be honest with you, I would just, you know, I think they're paying me to be here and talk, so because otherwise I just want to keep listening. But I was able to take some notes from what happened. Again, it started since 10, and okay, it's over. Either that or they're taking a break. They might have to reset too if they're. Let me just. I think it's over. It's either over. I don't think it's completely over, because usually at the end the chairperson that has oversight will come on and give like closing remarks and whatnot. So I think they're either recessing or they're resetting their footage, and then there's going to be a part 2. But yeah, it's a lot that has already been said. They first started on ARPA, but since we're talking about the construction, right, of a new hospital, we can go there now. And so before that whole thing, it was asked by Senator Sabina Perez on the potential violations of the open government law and the other lawsuits, I believe, related to eminent domain. Are you concerned? Senator Estevez said, I can speak to it in a general sense because it's pending litigation, but I have zero concern. As a matter of legal opinions, if every lawyer agreed, there wouldn't be the need for the courts. But I am fully confident in our due diligence and the due diligence of our agency and organization. Speaking again generally, there's more than 40 years of precedent that has said, and all of the public infrastructure GURA has built from all the senior centers based on the same law and statute relied on for our activities today. There's no doubt in my mind that this is established, that is established, and that every single public facility we've constructed under the housing project statute is legal. And so there's zero worry on our part. Zero. And that is a statement that was made by former Senator, now Deputy Director of GURA, minutes ago, right? And then you just heard him say that if he is incorrect, if the courts do decide against him, that he did not dot his I's and cross his T's, he will resign. Even to be honest with you, even if homeboy resigns, he'll be fine. He's gonna land he's gonna land in a very soft place. The guy is so smart. He blew me away when he was senator, and I was I can say this now because he's not senator anymore. I was kind of disappointed that he decided not to run again. But he has his own reasons, just like anybody else does, right? And I'm not going to pressure anybody to do otherwise, right? But I appreciate the fact that he's still in public service because he's done some amazing work when he was over at Public Health during COVID, and then he has transitioned over to GURA as the deputy director. So, I mean, I think he's going to be fine if he ends up resigning. But with that said, we stand to lose a lot if he's wrong, right? And if the Attorney General, Doug Moreland, is correct, he says we stand to lose the $100 million for the project. And he is saying there are other things right now that you can use that $100 million ARPA. Use it for DOC. Use it for some of the other school facilities. Divert those monies. But again, Deputy Director of GURA says he has zero worry that any of that will happen. So on the construction, right? Let's see here. Again, Deputy Director of GURA, Fernando Esteves, says a purchase agreement has been signed, but the land is part of an estate. And then he had just mentioned now the Perez estate. So there's a Camacho estate that we're aware of, and now a Perez estate that we're aware of, which means court approval is needed before the sale can be finalized. They had a signed purchase agreement, but it is an estate. And so it's just pending court approval to authorize the sale. So they're adding more properties, right? So the money for the purchase has already been committed through a promissory note that aligns with the ARPA funding. The lot is about 14.2 acres, fairly square, one single lot, and sits directly north of the other lot. Even if I throw you out numbers, what does that mean? So he's talking about the lot that's owned by the Hong Yi Chan Corporation. And that one they have under eminent domain, which is combining with the first lot to form a 52-acre site. All the properties together make up the medical campus, with the intended or proposed location for the hospital itself on 52 acres combined parcel. He did want to put out the concerns of sinkholes. And so he addressed rumors and clarified the hospital is not going over a lot 5280-3 where there are 3 sinkholes that have been identified. That land will be used for parks or smaller structures, not the main hospital. The primary hospital site has been surveyed according to the LIDAR, and there are no sinkholes or at this point any reason to be concerned about putting the superstructure there. Melanie Mendiola, the administrator of GIDA, was talking about a number of things, right? Most of the part for her part, she was breaking down some of these numbers, right? So funds have been allocated through an interagency grant agreement between DOA and GITA. So power, $35 million, water, $26 million, wastewater, $36.8 million, engineering fees, $5.5 million, which is a total of about $104.8 million. GITA is working with the government engineers on environmental, archaeological, and geological studies. They're being proactive about seeking multiple sources of federal funding as well. And then also it was important that Melanie Mendiola mentioned that GITA is not managing the GMH transition, but did note on a 2022 white paper suggesting to reuse the GMH for public health offices or behavioral health services. GMH was identified for adaptive reuse that can support a variety of community needs, the current GMH. Let's see here. Vince Ariola was speaking on the infrastructure. He's the director of Department of Public Works. And so he was speaking on widening Route 15 back road into a 5-lane highway, 2 going east, 2 going west, and then the middle turn. This would improve access from Route 10 to past GPA. They want to go further, but money-wise, they would love to go all the way up to Anderson Air Force Base. If you do that, who needs a racetrack?
Pauly, stop it. Those racers are getting excited now. They're like, yeah, do it. That's crazy.
I'm hearing.
I want to see a double-decker highway.
Ooh. Like the bridges? Like full
the
on? Like the ones in
bottom.
Houston?
Yeah.
Where they're just going over.
I don't know why I'm saying yeah, like I've seen it before. Yeah, exactly.
Do we need one of those?
No, I just think it'd be cool. Sorry, I don't think of the money. I just think how cool it look.
Honestly, if you're gonna do that, I'd like to see a highway going to Luta. But do we really
need it?
Well, if you think about it, right, be careful what you wish for, because Luta is like untouched.
That's true.
Right?
You're right.
Maybe we should keep it more difficult to get there.
I have this dream like every other person for Un Marianas.
Oh, yeah, we could still have that.
But maybe we should keep it really like recluse to clues, right?
Because, again, a bridge to Luta, like environmental impact.
That's true, actually.
And then also, I don't know. First of all, you still have to figure out, because again, they're part of the CNMI.
That's true. So would it be like crossing a border?
It's a different government.
No. I mean, sorry, I'm not no to your different government. I meant like crossing the border.
There still has to be some kind of customs.
Oh my gosh, are we gonna have a
still
toll
needs
booth?
to be customs.
I've only seen those in movies.
Yeah.
Maybe not. Let's just cancel this.
Yeah.
Cancel.
I mean, I would definitely put a toll booth to pay for the construction.
Oh, for sure.
You know, because first of all, we will pay for it.
Yeah.
In advance. Mm-hmm. And then we want our money back through the toll.
Yeah.
Booth.
I don't think that's bad.
Yeah, let's just table that for
next meeting.
Yeah.
Recess. Thank you, speaker.
Let me see here. So the initial cost estimates for the design, construction, management, and road work, about $50 million, but this figure is still being updated. Road development will be done in 2 phases, focusing on hospital access, and then expanding toward Anderson Air Force Base. Ariola is mentioning that the military buildup could help secure federal funding. Said, we believe we can get additional funding for that based on the existing military buildup. Why not, right? Let's see here. So there was clarification. So they're like, okay, so what do you said a little over 100 million, but we're hearing like $1 billion. And so GITA administrator, CEO Melanie Mediola had mentioned, well, that's when we start talking about a GMH, a public health, a Guam Behavioral Health and Wellness Center, and the space that they're going to need. Then it starts to that number starts to go up. But when you're just talking about the hospital in general, and so the Army Corps suggested 761 million as a replacement cost for GMH, right? And so what would a new GMH look like? It would be a 300-bed hospital would be approximately 930,000 square feet. A direct GMH replacement would have about 161 bed and reduced square footage of about 540,000 square feet. And so not necessarily $1 billion, more like 700 million, maybe 800 million. But still, all of that needs to be factored in. There still are a whole bunch of other factors, right? Construction costs, materials, things just continue to get more expensive, right? So, I mean, you are still kind of getting closer and closer to that $1 billion figure or estimate. Again, Sabrina Salas Matanani, who is the oversight chair of GMH, was asking about some kind of funding, disaster recovery and community project funding, and apparently the governor had responded to media saying, "Oh yeah, she would love to use that funding, like $200 or $300 million of that." And so Fernando Estevez had to clarify that. So he said the short answer is no, because what happened was they were at a housing summit, which was on January 27th, and they were still reviewing a 500-page guidance. So Estevez described media ambushing the governor during this summit. And so she responded without getting clarity from Gura, from Napoli, who is the director, and Estevez, who is the deputy director. And so they said they didn't have time to get in front of it before the media asked the question, truthfully, before we even had time to finish reviewing and advising her. Again, this is a 500-page guidance on the possibilities of or how you can spend disaster recovery and community project funding. So they reviewed the material with the governor and collaborated with HUD, including the writers of the notice, to confirm their interpretation was accurate, and so no. Now, there still can be opportunities to indirectly use some monies that could help or free up monies for a new hospital, but to directly use it for a hospital, disaster recovery and community project funding for the new hospital, he says no. Let me see here. 2:34 in the afternoon. We'll take the break. On the other side, we'll talk a little bit more about what happened earlier on with the ARPA money or lack of ARPA money. So we'll take that break. Wave 105, 2:34 in the afternoon.
Alrighty, here we go. We're going to be taking a look at headlines in just a bit. But once again, it is 2:34, about to be 2:35. Be sure to continue to keep it locked here to the bright side. We'll be back on the other side.
It just works. Wave 105 FM.
Start your day right with Mornings with Patty Arroyo every weekday morning from 6 to 10 a.m. Then meet me, Pauly Suba, in your afternoon on the bright side. Ride the wave with us on your radio at 105.1 FM or stream us 24/7 at thewave105.com. The sound of Guam is Wave 105.1 FM.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper. President Trump agrees to pause tariffs on Canada and Mexico. CBS's Erica Brown with more on the discussions between the president and the two countries.
Trump confirmed a 1-month delay for the 25% tariff on Mexican imports after a call with Mexico's president where she agreed to ramp up security at the border.
10,000 soldiers permanently like forever, 10,000 soldiers at their side of the border and stop fentanyl and illegal aliens.
Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau announced Canada will also beef up border security in exchange for a 30-day pause on new tariffs.
10% tariffs on China are set to take effect after midnight. FBI agents have been told to fill out Trump administration questionnaires related to their work during the 2021 U.S. Capitol attack. More from CBS's Scott McFarland.
An unprecedented day of turmoil inside the FBI. These agents were asked what role they played in the January 6 investigations, if they searched or interviewed or arrested anybody, raising fears of a purge of agents nationwide. There's also this concern that this purge would impact task forces and send a chilling message to FBI agents. Be careful what you investigate next and make sure it does not displease President Trump.
Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency, known as DOGE, makes moves on foreign aid agency USAID, which has been targeted for closure by Musk. CBS's Weijia Zhang reports.
They say that really needs to have a close examination of the funding and how the agency is structured, which is why it is now going to be folded into the State Department. And we know that the acting administrator will be Secretary of State Marco Rubio.
Weeks after the L.A. area of wildfires, the final stretch of the Pacific Coast Highway is reopened. That's unwelcome news to Judy Jensen of Pacific Palisades, who believes her privacy will be violated.
Those people who lost their homes should be allowed to look through their belongings and recover themselves without looky-loos.
Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem says met with Louisiana Governor Jeff Landry and New Orleans Police Department Captain LeJean Roberts to discuss security for the Super Bowl. Noem says multiple agencies will be working on securing the city and the game.
One of the things that I plan to do is put forward a blueprint for how we communicate to each other. We've seen failures across the country of agencies not talking well and not working well, and it's just not going to happen anymore, not on my watch.
Political status impacts almost every aspect of our lives on Guam, but many are unaware of our right to self-determination and decolonization. What does it mean, and how can it improve our quality of life? Join the conversation, ask some questions, and learn more about your right to self-determination and the 3 legitimate political status options for Guam. Tune in to Challenge the Status Quo every Monday from 10 a.m. to noon on Wave 105.1 FM, presented in partnership with the Mission on Decolonization and Glimpses Media.
The views and opinions expressed in this show are that of the show hosts, guests, and callers. They do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of the staff and management of Wave 105 FM, Glimpses Media, or any of our partners. As we strive to provide quality, respectful, and engaging content, we welcome you to participate in the conversation. Thank you for tuning in to Wave 105 FM, the sound of Guam. Enjoy the show.
Welcome back to the Brightside right here on Wave 105. I guess they were done. That's I kind of was a little confused on if they were still going or not. Only because Senator Chris Barnett was like cut off. He was getting juicy.
Are the cameras still rolling, Pauly? Are they still rolling?
What is Bruno Mars song?
No.
Cookie's so good. I had to throw up a set.
Oh my God, Pauly, please.
Fat, juicy, and wet.
Pauly, please.
It was getting juicy, but they cut him off. Well, Senator Sabrina cut him off. He was about to ask I feel like it was going to be a really good question, too. But that concluded the informational hearing, and so Senator Sabrina had said, more than likely there's going to be an oversight hearing on it. Director Lillian Paris Posadas, or the administrator, she's just not having it. She's like, yo, like, can we please just get over the blame game? Let's just all holistically come together and fix the issues that are plaguing GMHA, right? Let me see here. So at the beginning, talking about ARPA monies, right? I have to go back to what the communications director, Crystal Paco San Augustine, sent on February 2nd. So this was, what is it, Sunday? February 2nd? Yeah, it was a Sunday. Working hard over the weekend. So the release says, stating the record straight, setting no ARP funds were lost by the people of Guam. So there's a statement here that says, where did I lose it? Oh, okay. Funds initially designated for GMH capital improvement projects were not obligated in compliance with U.S. Treasury guidelines due to technical challenges, including procurement and design issues. Reese, I'm going to put you on the spot, okay? So don't panic. I just need you to tell me what you hear.
Okay.
Recognizing these constraints, the administration took responsible action to reallocate these ARP monies not obligated by the statutory deadline to pay down other operational liabilities at GMH. To pay down other operational liabilities at GMH. Does it sound like it went to another government agency? Does it sound like it went anywhere other than the current GMH?
Well, you know,
to pay down other operational liabilities at GMH.
I think so, because it's saying there, I mean, from what I can understand is it's saying that the funds or what you're talking about is not solely locked in for this one thing. It could be moved or paid off for other things, right?
But at GMH, right?
But at GMH, yes. That's
GMH.
That's what it says, sir. That's what I heard.
Because otherwise, if it was for another agency, it would say at another government agency.
Correct. But it
or
does
at
say
another project. Or at a new project.
Yes.
Or at the new GMH.
So this fund is specifically for GMH now, not
That's how
any
I'm
other.
reading it.
And that's how it sounds to me too, Pauly. It sounds like those funds could be moved in any other parts that need it, but within GMH. Correct.
Okay.
Yes, I share that with you.
So there's a letter from Director Lester Carlson, BBMR. And so Senator Sabrina Salas Mantanani read it on the record. Again, so Sabrina Mantanani, Senator Mantanani, reads the press release. The governor's office stated that funds initially designated for GMH capital improvement projects were not obligated in compliance with U.S. Treasury guidelines due to technical challenges, including procurement and design issues. As a result, the administration reallocated these funds to pay down other operational liabilities at GMH, freeing up hospital funds for approved projects. Director Lester Carlson, who was not able to be there, said and provided documents showing that GMH had been allocated nearly $54 million in ARPA funds since 2023. He explained that the remaining $9.1 million was not transferred to GMH because the hospital could not satisfy the U.S. Treasury's obligation requirements. Instead, the funds were transferred to a new hospital account where they could be firmly obligated under the U.S. Treasury guidelines. These funds remain available for expenditure until December 31, 2026. So again, a new hospital account. So it's still, I'm still saying it's GMH. And now it can be expended December 31st, 2026. The administration supports GMH and recognizes the need for annual subsidies due to the hospital's mandate to treat everyone, regardless of their ability to pay. The rising cost of the healthcare necessities consideration of mid-year subsidies. And so this is where, and so Lillian Perez-Posadas, the administrator at GMHA, she's basically saying, listen, we're understanding that we still have a lot of things that we need to fix. We still need to work on some things, but, you know, you could see in her body language, she said it a number of times, like, can we just get over the blame game? But then Senator Salas Matanani says, we're not blaming anyone. We need to find out the facts so that way we can make informed decisions moving forward. And I would agree with that. I respect that. Because, again, they're going to need to, like the administrator has said in the past and has had to, when it comes to the budget, they go to who? They go to the legislature. And it sounds like they're going to be asking for $75 million again for 2026. So they're going to need the legislature to assist them moving forward. So when understanding that, like, you're going to need the legislature to go to bat for you, to fight for you. You're going to need your oversight chairperson to fight for you when it comes to the budget and get you that $75 million. And so she needs to know all the facts and understand it better so she can make an informed decision when it comes to later on when it comes to the budget. So she talks about the historical deficit. This is Lillian Posadas. GMH has been operating at a deficit since the local government took over hospital services in 1956. The deficit has grown over the years, reaching $40 million in fiscal year 2024. The pandemic exacerbated GMH's financial challenges with increased costs for medical supplies, pharmaceuticals, and staffing. The hospital spent $59 million on travel nurses during the pandemic with only 50% reimbursement from FEMA. In 2024, the governor committed $20 million. I want to say it was 2023. So the numbers keep going back, and then also October, December. $20 million in ARPA funds for GMH's critical CIPs, but only $10 million was released. The remaining $10 was reallocated to the new hospital project to avoid losing the funds due to the December 31 obligation deadline. Then they also talk about there's an internal deadline that the administration gave the hospital, and that's where the miscommunication comes in, and that's where that's kind of where things are left, right? Because the administration had said you have December 2nd or December 3rd to show us your plan. And I guess it wasn't communicated with the leadership of GMHA because they didn't present the plan because they had thought they had December 31 to have it all laid out. And even I felt Speaker Therese Terlai, when it was her term, she was fighting for GMH. And so she was mentioning the clarification. She was seeking out clarification on why GMH did not meet that obligation requirement. And it was explained that there was a disagreement over the definition of obligation and the documentation required. And so she questioned how the $10 million that were reallocated to the new hospital was obligated. It was explained that an intergovernmental agreement with GITA was used to obligate the funds. And again, they even had their lawyer there. GMHA had their own lawyer, and even he said that he didn't quite agree with the administration's legal team as far as the dates and how to provide the plan. And they're stuck on two different dates. Again, the GMHA leadership was stuck on December 31st in order to provide the plan. And then even Ed Byrne was there, who was saying that unfortunately they needed to reallocate this fundings, otherwise they would lose it. And it was still important to share that Guam did not lose $10 million in ARPA funding. I'm looking for Senator Will Parkinson because Senator Will Parkinson like, he had some really strong words to say. Let me see here. Okay. Okay, so the date was December 5th. And so they felt, GMHA felt, well, the administration's internal date to provide a plan for this $20 million was December 5th. The administration, the GMHA leadership, again, thought their deadline was December 31st. And then Lillian Perez Posada said, we have until December 31st to obligate all of these funds. We were not aware that it was going to be reduced by December 5th. Now, and she said, I reviewed these BBMR reports only in January. Again, all of this time, and even when you guys came to visit us, we were under the impression that we had $20 million. So we're not lying about that. And the reason why she's saying that they're not lying about this is because Senator Sabrina Salas Mantanani had video footage of Lillian Perez Posada saying we're not losing money when the senators went to the hospital to visit. And so that's why she's saying, at that time when you came to visit us, we still thought we were good. Unfortunately, after the fact, looking at BBMR report, again, in hindsight, we should have been. Could we have all communicated better? Yes, we could have all communicated better. And that actually is coming from one of the... that's not coming from Lillian Perez Posadas. That's coming from another administrator over at GMHA. I forget her name. I think it's Miss Marlin. I know Yuka Hechanova, but there was another... there was somebody else that was speaking as well. I apologize. I forgot her name. But then, so after all of this, Senator Will Parkinson, he says, okay, so again, their lawyer says Guam did not lose any of the $20 million. The allocation to GMH was not lost. And then Will Parkinson says, well, you obviously made an oopsie. And then so he said, it's not a $10 million oopsie. It's a $10 million disagreement. And then he said, we are looking at other funding sources to satisfy some of the projects that we have outstanding. Portions of them can be incorporated into other projects we have ongoing as well. But it's not a loss of $10 million. And then Senator Will Parkinson says, whether I'm in the public sector or if I'm in the private sector, if I have a $10 million oopsie or a disagreement, whatever euphemism we call it, I would have that person's job immediately. As a private sector individual, I would fire someone for that. As a governor, I would fire someone for that. I am neither of those things. All I could do is say is, I've lost faith in the management of this hospital, and I would ask for your resignation. That would be my solution to this. I think we need new leadership. And that was the end of his comments. That's Senator Will Parkinson. Those are strong words, yo. Yeah.
That is.
Senator Chris Barnett also, on the first round, he didn't really ask questions, but he was definitely digging into like some of the past drama, right? So he was saying, there's a lot of talk about the blame game, but I think we need to be careful in saying that there's a big difference between playing the blame game and determining who's responsible for the loss of this $10 million. But it sounds like this administration threw you guys, GMHA leadership, under the bus. And now we're hearing that you kind of like it under the bus. And we rarely have agencies that come before the legislature lawyered up. So I think it's also interesting that you categorize this as a $10 million disagreement, a $10 million difference of opinion. And so that's when their lawyer said, I think the governor's legal counsel and I have just fundamentally different views on some of the definitions of obligation and other things. So I think that's where the disagreement is. But they work for the governor. And then Barnett says, so you're of the opinion that GMH did do everything it needed to do to obligate these funds. And so their lawyer said, by and large, yes, without looking at all the smallest purchases and the details. But by and large, I would say yes. Senator Barnett says, and he looks right at Lillian Perez-Posadas, the administrator, and he says, I hope you can make it through this hearing without resigning again. And so he's calling her out from the past because that's kind of what happened when Senator Tello Taitagui was coming for her. And then, you've been at this for a while, if I remember, and the hospital's just worse. And then Posadas, said, you know what, you're right. I've done a lot. I'll resign. And she got her stuff and she walked out. It gets heated in these things, right? And so I was like, oh no, or is this where we're gonna go again? You feel for these people, right? I don't want to be in their position. But at the same time, it's like this is
their job. This is what they have to do.
Yeah.
And it isn't, I do feel for her. I feel so bad. It's a hard job, but man, it's your job, at the same time. Mm-hmm. For like an example I'm going to use is, someone asked me about a PIO position and I said, oh no, no. I was like, look, I know, I'm sorry. I know I don't have to be in your position to know what kind of things you have to deal with. It's a hard job and it's not easy. So on one side of the coin, I want to applaud those who have worked hard and have done work for their agencies or who they've represented for so long. But on the other side, at what point did you realize you were sunk? You know what I mean? Your ship sank. Or, maybe I shouldn't even say that. Maybe that's the wrong choice of words. But I guess at one point, where did you realize that you were in deep doo-doo? You know what I mean? And I can say, though, or what I like to say is I'd like that at least, they're not trying to make up excuses anymore. They're just at this point where they just want to deal with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I get that.
No, definitely. And so I think it just comes down to like respect, right?
Yes.
And so Sabrina Salas Mantanani, I again, when Lillian Perez-Posadas was saying, can we just get over this whole blame game and just move forward? I can respect that. I get it. But also, I mean, as senators who we have elected, I expect my senators to be calling out these inefficiencies.
I agree with that too. It is their job. It's what we expect them to do. And if there's no transparency, to go and find it and make it transparent for us.
And to be fair, the directors are getting way more than the senators.
Yeah, truth. It's truth.
Okay, so there's another part
Pauly, it's
here.
Heavy.
It is. So he brings up Akimoto.
Oh no, Pauly, man, you got to bring this into the next one if you want.
Oh, I'm almost done.
Perfect.
I'm almost done.
Okay, I was like, oh man.
We're KGUM FM in Hagana, Guam, and we're going to move on. But he talks about, and I guess now you're working on the other funding alternatives, even though the money was already there. And I also disagree. This is Barnett saying it's more beneficial because we have GMH. You yourself had said on the record in the previous term that it should be condemned. Wow. And then we had Dr. Akimoto say that it was pretty much condemned. And then we also had the chair of the health committee say GMH gets a big fat F. So I don't see how the taking of that $10 million is beneficial when we're putting it toward a project that we don't even have a clear idea of the timeline for completion. It's talking about a new GMH, a new hospital.
Right.
And so that brings us back to the conversation that was had yesterday with Dr. Akimoto. And so I feel like that there was a heated conversation between Dr. Akimoto and Patty Arroyo.
Yes.
And when he said the hospital is condemned, and then Patty says, no, it's not. It's not shuttering. He goes, yes, she did say. So when you go back to that meeting, it's all about, she didn't recently say it, but she did say it in that public hearing when she was going to resign. Truthfully, we should close down GMH. So Dr. Akimoto is correct. He just didn't reference, the date that she said it is important. So she did say this. Truthfully, we should close GMH. But then she also does say, and this was like back in 2023, September 2023. I guess Dr. Akimoto just has a very, he has a really good memory. But Lillian Paris-Posadas did say, but we cannot because it's a public hospital. So they're both correct. Lillian Paris-Posadas did say, truthfully, we should close GMH down. She didn't say it this year. 3:02 in the afternoon. We'll take the break.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper. President Trump agrees to pause tariffs on Canada and Mexico. CBS's Erica Brown with more on the discussions between the president and the two countries.
Trump confirmed a 1-month delay for the 25% tariff on Mexican imports after a call with Mexico's president where she agreed to ramp up security at the border.
10,000 soldiers permanently, like forever, 10,000 soldiers at their side of the border and stop fentanyl and illegal aliens.
Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau announced Canada will also beef up border security in exchange for a 30-day pause on new tariffs.
10% tariffs on China are set to take effect after midnight. FBI agents have been told to fill out Trump administration questionnaires related to their work during the 2021 U.S. Capitol attack. More from CBS's Scott McFarland.
An unprecedented day of turmoil inside the FBI. These agents were asked what role they played in the January 6 investigations, if they searched or interviewed or arrested anybody, raising fears of a purge of agents nationwide. There's also this concern that this purge would impact task forces and send a chilling message to FBI agents. Be careful what you investigate next and make sure it does not displease President Trump.
Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency, known as DOGE, makes moves on foreign aid agency USAID, which has been targeted for closure by Musk. CBS's Weijia Zhang reports.
They say that really needs to have a close examination of the funding and how the agency is structured, which is why it is now going to be folded into the State Department. And we know that the acting administrator will be Secretary of State Marco Rubio.
Weeks after the L.A. area of wildfires, the final stretch of the Pacific Coast Highway is reopened. That's unwelcome news to Judy Jensen of Pacific Palisades, who believes her privacy will be violated.
Those people who lost their homes should be allowed to look through their belongings and recover themselves without looky-loos.
Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem says met with Louisiana Governor Jeff Landry and New Orleans Police Department Captain LeJean Roberts to discuss security for the Super Bowl. Noem says multiple agencies will be working on securing the city and the game.
One of the things that I plan to do is put forward a blueprint for how we communicate to each other. We've seen failures across the country of agencies not talking well and not working well, and it's just not going to happen anymore, not on my watch.
At a time of soaring egg prices, a truckload of them ended up all over a Los Angeles freeway. The top of a big rig was sheared off while going through an underpass, and yes, officers scrambled to the scene. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
You ever try fixing your car and realize you're missing that one part? Yeah, been there. That's why eBay's my go-to. They've got millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. I'm talking brake pads for when yours have seen one too many miles of stop and go. Oil filters, because you don't mess around with your engine care. Even got this cold air intake on my watch list. I might just go for it. To keep the ride cool and your DIY streak hot. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Millions of Americans take medicine like Ozempic and Zepbound. Many of them are overpaying by thousands of dollars a year. These GLP-1 medications for diabetes, weight loss, and more may not always be covered by your insurance, but GoodRx can help. GoodRx helps you save every month on prescriptions at over 70,000 pharmacies nationwide. Best of all, it's free to use. Check GoodRx to save on GLP-1s. Just go to GoodRx.com/GLP. That's GoodRx.com/GLP. GoodRx is not insurance but can be used instead of insurance, including Medicare and other federal and state-funded programs.
Days before the start of spring training, Major League Baseball has fired an umpire who shared a sports betting account with a friend who bet on baseball. More from CBS's Peter King.
Gets him swinging. He's known as Perfect Game Pat for calling every pitch correctly at a 2022 World Series game. But MLB says Pat Hoberg made a major mistake when he shared a betting account with a friend who bet on baseball, including several games where Hoberg umpired. There's no evidence that Hoberg did anything wrong on the field, but investigators say he tried to hide evidence of his friend's bets. Hoberg says he takes responsibility for errors in judgment. He can apply for reinstatement next year. Peter King, CBS News.
Longtime Florida State basketball coach Leonard Hamilton is stepping down at the end of the season. Hamilton, who is being sued by several former players over allegations he failed to deliver on name, image, and likeness promises, announced his decision today following a team meeting. Jennifer Kuiper, CBS News.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the third time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. mycomputercareer.edu. Financial aid is available for qualified students, including the GI Bill.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you out. Because only you can prevent wildfires.
Hey, Assistant Smokey Bear. Call me Papa Bear, because I'm grilling up dinner. You get it?
Yes, good job.
So, what should I do with all these coals?
Don't just toss them out. Put them in a metal container because those embers can start a wildfire.
I understand. The stakes are high.
Ha, 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 ha.
Learn more at SmokeyBear.com.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to go ahead and take a look at what's going on those streets for a quick traffic report. All righty, we are taking a look at traffic here. We could start off in the beautiful Barragata Heights since we are in that location already. Clear right now, which is looking pretty good. Clear is actually a really great word for traffic, right? Not too much traffic anywhere, ladies and gents, which is really awesome to see. I'm only seeing some traffic in front of the Maimai Road intersection in Chalampago. That's on Route 4 for those who are coming out of Maimai Road, and even for those who are possibly trying to take the turn in or even head straight. But if you're going straight into like Otdut, it's not bad at all. No traffic to look forward to or not to look forward to. Let's see where else. Let me just check down south just in case. Cannot forget our brothers and sisters, our Chelus down south. No traffic down south whatsoever, except for those who are maybe headed towards or trying to get out of the Talofofo area. We're talking about where the Talofofo Bay overlook is at. You can expect some traffic there. Then again, you have some tourists and people just going by and getting a view of the beautiful bay. So that's pretty much it, friends. Just again, be careful while you're out there on the roadways. Continue to keep it locked here. On the other side of these, we will be taking a look at the Brightside with Pauly Suba. Continue to keep it locked.
I'm back on Wave 105. It's your girl Nene every Saturday from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. Catch
Catch your island music tidal wave with Nene. Brought to you by San Lorenzo Laundromat.
Attention class of 2025. Are you ready? The Power 98 Senior Challenge is back, but this time we're stepping it up. Forget about lip syncing. We want to see your creativity and your moves. Sign up for the Power 98 Senior Step Up Challenge today for your chance to win cash money for your senior class. The video challenge you've been prepping for since freshman year is here. Email Kyle at power98.com now for more details. The Power 98 Senior Step Up Challenge is presented by Domino's Pizza, the Agenia Shopping Center, GTA, the Guam Army National Guard, Wave 105.1 FM, Route 99.5 FM, and the station powering the best days of your senior year, Power 98.
The views and opinions expressed in this show are that of the show hosts, guests, and callers. They do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of the staff and management of Wave 105 FM, Glimpses Media, or any of our partners. As we strive to provide quality, respectful, and engaging content, we welcome you to participate in the conversation. Thank you for tuning in to Wave 105 FM, the sound of Guam. Enjoy the show. All right, we're here with Brightside with Pauly, Suba, and it's all being brought to you by our friends over at GTA. We start with you. Thank you to our friends at Micro Pack. You be sure to check them out. Find your perfect match at the Made for Each Other sale at Micro Pack. You can follow them on Instagram and Facebook at MicroPack671 on Instagram and Facebook for more info and updates. We also want to thank our friends from Local Jerk. Spice up your life with the hottest jerk to hit your mouth. From our family farms to your family table, savor the freshness. Follow Local Jerk 671 on Instagram and Facebook. That's Local Jerk 671. Or visit localjerkguam.com. We also want to thank our friends at Subway. You got to refresh to be fresh. Don't forget to visit them online, subwaypacific.com. Be sure to place your order, pick it up at your convenience, or get it delivered to you. It's all powered by Good to Go We Deliver. We also want to thank our friends at Sherwin-Williams Paint. That's right. Ready for a fresh start? Sherwin-Williams is hiring inside and outside sales. Visit them in person Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. or call 671-646-8050 or email your resume to sw@pri-guam.com. Join our team today. And the Bright Side is being brought to you by our friends at Chili's Grill and Bar. More life, great food, and memories happen here. Let's take a look at the Bright Side.
ISLA, Guam is where I'm from. Tautanu Itamoru, kingdom of our people. GUAM, island in the sun. From Jigo to Molessi, this land is all that we know. I said this land is all that we know. Come with me to my roots in a little tin shack.
Welcome back to the Bright Side right here on Wave 105, 3:13 in the afternoon. Biba Montis, it's Tuesday, 671-922-1051. We're online to wave105.com as well as our YouTube channel, Wave 105.1 FM Guam. I'm looking at this letter that Senator Joe San Augustine has wrote to another Joe San Augustine.
Hey Joe.
What's up,
Hey Joe
Joe?
San Augustine. Hey Joe San Augustine.
Yeah. So the director of Guam Veterans Affairs Office goes by Jose, but they're both San Augustines, right? So the letter reads, in early April 2024, discussions were held regarding the dire need to improve services at the Guam Veterans Affairs Office, which resulted in identifying the need for additional personnel, such as the veteran service representatives and veteran cemetery workers. I was soon provided with a wish list for an additional 12 personnel, 6 for each position. As a result, on April 30, 2024, I introduced Bill 285-37. This is Senator Joe San Augustine speaking, to provide the Guam Veterans Affairs Office with $1 million to hire the requested personnel. And after receiving support from throughout the community, this bill ultimately became Public Law 37102 on June 5th of last year. Additionally, Bill 268-37 was introduced by Senator Taitagui that's Telotadagui, to create the Veterans Healthcare Assistance Program, which also became Public Law 37101. And so these two laws appropriated $1,340,000 to the Guam Veterans Affairs Office, or it says GVAO, but I'm more familiar with a different one, right? But we'll go with GVAO, as it's been over 6 months since the laws were enacted. I am requesting for an update on the implementation of both public laws. Most importantly, I request information on the following: how many positions were filled for each VSO and VCW utilizing the appropriation? If none, when does the GVAO anticipate filling all positions, and what is causing such delays? I was advised that only 2 VSOs were hired to date. What operations have been offset by this appropriation, if any? Has the Veterans Affairs Office issued a request for proposal or invitation for bid on the purchase of equipment, whether they're vehicles or other required equipment? If so, please provide a copy of the RFP. If not, when will this be accomplished? Has the Veterans Affairs Office begun the transportation of veterans as outlined in the Veterans Healthcare Assistance Program? When was it launched? How many veterans have utilized the program? Number of participants per month? If not, what factors are causing the delay? So Senator Joe San Augustine concludes in his letter, these laws intended to address what was considered a dire need to improve the services we provide to our veterans as a government, and that our island's patriots and their loved ones are laid to rest at the Guam Veterans Cemetery with dignity and respect. It is a disservice to our island's veteran community should these laws not be fully enacted to ensure we are taking care of them as we have committed to. And so Senator Joe San Augustine is just waiting for he's standing by for any responses to his inquiries from the Guam Veterans Affairs Office regarding any of the inquiries that he has made. There's another release that did come out as well. This is on tariffs. I'm starting to understand this whole tariffs thing. Are you still on TikTok? Did you delete your TikTok?
Oh man, Pauly, I'm sorry.
You deleted it?
I still have TikTok, but I don't go on it. I'm
really?
Sorry.
You're done with TikTok?
Yeah, but I have it here, for memories.
Oh, okay.
But yeah.
So where are you at now?
YouTube Shorts, my
YouTube Shorts
my
is where
dude.
it's at?
For me.
Yeah?
The kids say it's for the old people, and I am fine with that. I was like, leave me and my YouTube Shorts alone.
Okay, and and you like the algorithm?
No. Let me tell you why the algorithm kind of sucks now, because now it's repeating the videos that I watch. Yeah. And I've been trying to figure that out. Like, what is with this algorithm? Like, I don't want to watch. It's not even giving me different videos of the same content. It's giving me the same exact videos that I already watch.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
that's my problem with just YouTube in general.
Oh, I see.
That's my issue too. It's like I watch a video and then here comes, I'm like, no, like I want diversity.
Yeah, or like when I watch mukbang
I want more
videos.
DEI on my YouTube.
Stop. They're going to delete our video. We're just kidding, but not really.
I'm not kidding.
No, he's not kidding.
I'm not kidding.
I'm sorry. I speak for myself.
I'm not. People. So the thing about DEI too is there. It's not just about people. It's about the programs that are programs that are available to people, right? That make life more accessible, right? ADA compliance is DEI. Having an elevator, is a form of DEI. Yes. Am I reaching? No, I'm not reaching. Why do we need an elevator? Well, it gets from one, gets us up faster or whatever. But also we're considering our manumku. We're considering our people that are on wheelchairs. How are they going to get up? I am triggered now because every time DEI all comes down, people are always focused on the color of somebody's skin. But it's more than
beyond that. Yeah.
It's also helping veterans get jobs. It's programs that open the doors more for somebody that's a veteran.
Yes.
Take that away and they're equal playing field again. Forget that the veteran has fought for their country. You have to get in line with everybody else to apply for this job. You're not going to get the equity that you deserve as a veteran to apply for a position. So it's more than just the color of your skin. There are so many programs that are on the block to be cut. Not just, when you're talking about all the merit, you should have a job, or you should get this job, or by your merits. It's more than just that. Joe Malik's on the line. Hafa Joe Malik. Hey, senor. I'm good. I got no complaints. I forgot all. I was fired up a second ago, but I'm calm again. What's going on, senor?
The sirens.
The sirens, yeah, they're testing it. They're testing it. They're testing it. Yeah. They're testing the sirens.
Okay.
Okay?
That's why I called.
Yeah, it's just a test. It's only a test.
Yeah.
How's everything else?
I'm still at the house. I'm going to run down to the ranch and check what's going on.
Okay.
That's why I called, because the siren.
Let me see. It's Tuesday, right? They put out the release yesterday. Because you're not far from the. You're not far from the. Where's the closest siren to you? Oh, over by the Southern Public Health, right? That's the closest siren.
Over by the other one, close to Talafofo. I'm on the Ivan's house.
And you can hear it from there, huh?
Yeah.
Let me see here. Barragata, Gigo, Adelu, Beneventi, GWA, Tamuning, Agate. I'm trying to look for you. The Ija Agricultural Station in Inalahan. And the Talafofo Inalahan Elementary School as well. So we'll conduct routine testing on the Vital Communication and Advanced Warning System today, starting at 3:15 p.m. So that's definitely what you heard.
No, that's cool, because I want to know what's going on with the siren.
It's just a test. Yeah, just a test.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to get on my balcony and go down and take the ranch, what's going on.
Okay. Okay, Esther. Thanks, senor. I'll just take this phone call cold, right? There's somebody else trying to call in. I keep hearing.
Whoever it is. Oh, well, not like that. But if you're on the other line, please call our other line. We do have 2 lines available for our callers.
1052, right?
Yes. So you can call 1051, and if that's busy, please feel free to call 1052, and I will pick up the line and put you on hold so that Pauly can take over. And I believe we have a caller here. Let's.
Okay.
Do you want to just take him?
Yeah.
Straight.
Yeah, of course. Hafa Day, Wave 105.
Hafa Day.
Hi.
I wanted to chime in on your DEI conversation.
Okay, go for it.
And if people are curious, it's not just about LGBTQ
It's
and
not.
all these extreme or whatever the alternative lifestyles. Everything, diversity, equity, and inclusion is what Guam gets when the U.S. is trying to diversify and give funding out to disadvantaged, low-income people, people of diverse ethnicities. The funding we get is all DEI.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. And even when I think about...
It's so crazy that people are assuming that it's only for the extremes or only for the parts of the community that they don't acknowledge. It's all of us.
Yeah. I agree 100%. And so, you know, there are some myths out there. The DEI encourages hate against white people. But to be honest with you, like when here in Guam, right? First of all, that's not true. But here in Guam, what that would do for me is, let's say I'm somebody that is a supervisor or a manager and looking for somebody that I am going to base it on merit. But I might have like my own biases. I might be like, oh, who's this Santos person? I want to go check out this application, and totally ignore a Smith or a Johnson here in Guam. And so these programs make me not focus on my biases, or it makes sure that I'm not looking at those biases when I am looking at applications. But that's only surface level stuff, because like I was talking about earlier, you're talking about programs and access to buildings and services and all of that.
The other thing is the digital equity grant that's really big on the island right now.
Oh,
I mean,
yes.
We're looking at
the BEAD.
Getting internet access for more people on the island. And it's not discriminating against this community or that community. It's because Guam is primarily lower income, majority. And it's the larger housing establishments that have lower income families. And so they're actually working on getting more digital equity and having people come out of the community and train how to use different devices for people that don't have. And those kind of fundings are challenged probably because it has equity in it. Digital equity grants, it's all about providing technology to communities that normally wouldn't have it. And so, yeah, it's blowing my mind, some of the stuff coming out of the our, wonderful leaders. But all we have to do is keep fighting the good fight, man.
Absolutely. Thanks for the call.
Thanks,
appreciate
Frankie.
this. Okay. Adios. And then also when I just think about problem solving, right? I'm gonna steal this from my wife because she's a teacher, but the way she explains it too is when you're trying to problem solve and you're in a society. I mean, let's not lie to each other. We're all diverse. Guam has a diverse community, and we could even America, the continental United States is absolutely diverse. Again, when you look at the history, and we can be proud. I'm proud. I'm proud of the history of America, but I'm also very critical too. And so if we look at the history of America, then America is founded on immigrants. And then we can really look at the history, and then it just becomes divisive. So I'd rather than be divisive, I'd rather just focus on how we here in Guam can work together, no matter the color of our skin, right? But when we are trying to solve problems in our community, we're going to need a diverse group of people, because I'm not going to pretend to have lived in your shoes or gone through your upbringing. I don't know your culture. I don't know where you've come from. I don't know what you're dealing with right now. And so what works for me might not work for you. And so my wife uses the illustration of a space. And when you're trying to solve issues in the community, you want more voices. You want more backgrounds. You want more people to be included when it comes to solving the issues that others are facing in this society. Because if we're all thinking the same, we all look the same, we all act the same, and we all lived in the same house or or were brought up by the same parents, how can we solve the problems of our neighbors and then even further out, the next neighborhood over? All we know is this house. All we know is this upbringing. $3:32 in the afternoon. We'll take the break. Wave 105.
Alrighty, here we go. We're going to be taking a look at headlines on the other side. Continue to keep it locked here. It's the Brightside with Pauly, Suba on Wave 105.1 FM.
When one of my family members needs to be seen by a medical provider for an illness or injury that's not life-threatening but still requires immediate medical care, I go to the FHB Health Center Urgent Care. Go to FHB Urgent Care for allergic reactions, broken bones, sprains, cuts requiring stitches, mild fevers, minor burns, animal or insect bites, and symptoms of cold and flu. Go to the ER for severe abdominal or chest pain, babies needing immediate care, serious eye or head injuries, severe burns, stroke symptoms, difficulty breathing, heart attack symptoms, high fevers, and possible drug overdose or poisoning. For these conditions, call 911 immediately. With convenient hours and no appointment needed, my loved ones are receiving quality medical care. I trust the FHB Health Center Urgent Care. You can too. For more information, go to www.fhbguam.com. FHB Health Center, the island's only truly dedicated urgent care.
Yo, what's up? It's me, Commander Pat.
Hop day, everybody. Reese the Beast here.
And we got a little show called The Morning Blender. We want you to tune in every weekday from 6 a.m. till 10 a.m.
That's right. Lots of chances to win. We got lots of things to talk about. And, of course, your favorite topics like what's your favorite tomorrow food?
Duh, everything.
So be sure you tune in Monday through Friday, 6 to 10 a.m. on the station powering your day.
Power 98. Thanks to our friends at GTA, Burger King, the Agania Shopping Center, Pat Fitting Detailing, Lysol, what it takes to protect, Chili's, and Subway.
CBS News Brief. Only tariffs on China are going ahead for now, and CBS's Kelly O'Grady says that has companies looking for products from other countries.
Depends on the industry of how long that would take effect because of inventory, different sourcing. Maybe a company might be able to get something from Taiwan instead of China.
The DOJ wants more information about FBI agents who worked on January 6th cases. CBS's Scott McFarland on the effect that could have on the Bureau.
This sends a message to be mindful of potential political criticisms coming down the road to new cases you undertake. Has a real chilling effect on agents and employees.
The new head of the Department of Homeland Security, Kristi Noem, met with Louisiana's governor and New Orleans police to talk about security for the Super Bowl.
As we go forward and we plan big events like this, we are going to make sure that we have safe events and that we're partnering together with federal agencies, with state agencies, and with local agencies.
CBS News Brief. I'm Christopher Cruz.
Amazon is shutting down one of its services, and there's just a few days left to enjoy it.
I'm Brian Van Miller on business. Have you heard of Prime Time Before You Buy? It's a service offered by Amazon that allows Prime members to try out clothes, shoes, and accessories and only pay for the stuff you keep. It was meant to be a rival to services such as Stitch Fix and The Daily Look, which have similar business plans. But according to a notice posted on Amazon's website, the service will be discontinued on January 31st. That same notice then directs users to just browse Amazon's fashion homepage, Prime Wardrobe, and was introduced in 2017. It was only available to Prime members, a subscription program that also included perks, such as speedy shipping and access to streaming services. Experts say the company decided to cancel this service. It's the latest example of the CEO trying to get costs under control. There's also been thousands of layoffs and other experimental projects that have been kicked to the curb. Despite this, something tells me Amazon still has staying power. Brian Van Miller, CBS News.
The views and opinions expressed in this show are that of the show hosts, guests, and callers. They do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of the staff and management of Wave 105 FM, Glimpses Media, or any of our partners. As we strive to provide quality, respectful, and engaging content, we welcome you to participate in the conversation. Thank you for tuning in to Wave 105 FM, the sound of Guam. Enjoy the show.
All right, welcome back. So there's this release from the U.S. Department of Defense. It came out on January 31st, right? And so it talks about guidance from the Secretary of Defense, Identity Months Dead at DOD. Yeah, this is a release from the U.S. Department of Defense. It states, our unity and purpose are instrumental to meet the department's warfighting mission. Efforts to divide the force to put one group ahead of another erode camaraderie and threaten mission execution. Going forward, DoD components and military departments will not use official resources to include man-hours to host celebrations or events related to cultural awareness months, including National African American Black History Month, which we're in right now, right? Women's History Month. I think that's also February too, right? Women's History Month? Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month, National Hispanic Heritage Month, National Disability Employment Awareness Month, National American Indian Heritage Month. Service members and civilians remain permitted to attend these events in an unofficial capacity outside of duty hours. Installations, units, and offices are encouraged to celebrate the valor and success of military heroes of all races, genders, and backgrounds as we restore our warrior culture and ethos. We are proud of our warriors and their history, but we will focus on the character of their service instead of their immutable characteristics. This guidance is effective immediately. So again, that's a release that came out from the Department of Defense on January 31st.
By the way, International or Women History Month?
Yes.
That is in March.
Oh, March. So
Yes.
next month. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. It is what it is at this point. It does trigger me though. It really does, because it's like I don't know. Again, there's so much to be proud of as Americans, as an American, but I'm not going to ignore my ethnicity either. And I was actually pretty happy. I was very happy when the military recognizes Happy Asian Pacific Islander Month, right? I was pretty happy about that. I'm being recognized. But it's not that big of a deal at the end of the day for me. For others, I could still, you can argue for sure. But we have to be careful though, because today today they're saying no celebrating Black History Month officially. Today they're saying no celebrating Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month. Tomorrow, they better not be saying that because this is U.S. soil, the language of Guam is only English. That better not be tomorrow. And maybe it's not. But we can't wake up one morning and be like, wait, what? It's too late. It's too late. So we should be very aware right now, and we should be very vocal right now. Don't let them take away without a fight. Because if they can take this away, they're going to start wondering what else they can take away. And also we have to just be careful too, because I'm still optimistic. And there are still things that I will agree with. I'm a issues person. I'm not Democrat, I'm not Republican. I'm all about the issue. And so it does cut both ways. And when President Trump does some really good things, I'm down for it. Let's go, Brandon. But I'm an issues person. And so I'm not going to just be like, wow, I like Trump. If I'm not happy with some of these things, I'm not going to be happy with it. And so I appreciate the congressman because he's concerned about these tariffs. And the one part that I can appreciate about it is, let me find it. This is what we want from our congressman, our one delegate. Understanding it's non-voting. But he puts out a statement about the Trump tariffs. Increases for Canada and Mexico are on hold. So today the Trump administration delayed the 25% tariff increase imposed on Mexico. And about an hour ago, the same was applied towards the 25% tariff increase from Canada. Both delays are for 30 days, as the various countries in place seek longer-term solutions to avoid the tariff increases altogether. Our office is continuing to engage with various parties to get more specifics on the full impact for Guam entities who rely on imports from either Mexico, Canada, or both if these tariff increases were intended to be resurrected and made more permanent. This would specifically be the cost of goods, where Guam already faces several alternative challenges. While we recognize the intent of the tariffs, which is to request the two neighboring countries support the United States' efforts in strengthening border policies, particularly when it comes to illicit drugs entering the country, we also want to heed caution. The objective would further encourage U.S. importers to purchase goods from American producers, hence adversely affecting the foreign entities who rely heavily on the foreign business activity. Nonetheless, we will continue to monitor the activity, and if the issue does indeed resurface, our office will pursue the needed advocacy to minimize any adverse impact on our people. And that's, we didn't elect somebody so that they can ride the coattails of President Trump. We didn't elect somebody to go to Congress and just be Republican. We got one delegate, non-voting, but one that needs to be doing and advocating for the people of Guam. Yes, we're American, but this is his jurisdiction. So fight for this jurisdiction within America, the people of Guam. And so if tariffs are going to affect us negatively, we should have a delegate that's going to, what he said, minimize any adverse impact on our people. That's what we should be expecting from him. And then the other thing, too, is with the tariffs, I get what President Trump is doing. I get what he's doing. And so if tariffs are so bad and things are going to get expensive, why is Mexico and Canada so upset? If they're just going to pass the buck on to an American, why are they so upset then? So obviously, there's something to this. All the other countries, you're going to put a tariff on us, we're going to put a tariff on you. Oh, now we're having these conversations. Now we're starting to agree on some things. Now we've kind of toned down the rhetoric. So I don't necessarily disagree with how President Trump is doing things. Because again, if tariffs are so bad, if tariffs are going to make more expensive just for the American, then why is China and Canada so angry? Frank's on the line. Half a day, Frank.
Hi, Frank. You're on the
Frank,
air.
you're on the air.
Hey, half a day, Pauly.
Half a day, friend.
Yeah, I was hearing you talk about them tariffs, man. It goes both ways, huh?
Right.
The Americans think that, we're getting the short end of the stick, but the Chinese are getting the shorter end of the stick. And, I heard you talking about Trump, and, he's not going to satisfy everybody.
Right.
All he needs to do, Pauly, is satisfy the majority of people. And that's what any politician interest should be, is satisfying the majority of the people. Because you're not going to satisfy everybody. That's not how it works.
Mm-hmm.
Trump is doing the right thing. A lot of these deals that these tariffs that he's doing and these deals that the U.S. made, these were in the interest of other people. These weren't in the interest of Americans. And Trump is stirring these things up and then renegotiating and redoing these deals because these deals weren't made in the interest of the American people. And it's good what he's doing. He's trying to give Americans a better deal. That the average Americans get a better deal than just a few people, And that's what's happening right now.
So correct me if I'm wrong, right? So basically, the tariffs would allow for, let's say I'm going to buy a car, right? And so the car from Canada is $20,000, right? They put the tariff on the Canada car. So Canada's like, I ain't paying for this tariff. The car is now $25,000, right? There's an American-made car that's built in America, American company, $20,000. Now I have a choice. Do I buy the Canadian car for $25,000 or do I buy the American-made for $20,000? Am I correct in simplest terms?
Yes, and you know what, Pauly, on another note there, now these people that are being these corporations and whatnot, now they have to do their math. Is it cheaper to make it in the United States or pay tariff?
Right. And so it's going to, so I get it, right? So it's going to provide more jobs in America because the factories will start to open up and whatnot, right? And be able to manufacture more in America.
And it's going to level the playing field, Pauly, because a lot of these other countries are supplementing their own businesses. You know, like China. You know, a lot of their businesses,
Yes.
the government supplements them with money.
Yes.
You know, so it's going to give American companies a level playing field here.
Yes.
And a lot of people don't understand that. A lot of these countries, you know, that's why America's industry is deteriorating.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, right? A lot of these companies that you're talking about are going to countries like China. Why? Because the labor costs are low, right?
Yes.
Yes.
And they got a lot of slave labor. And we like to talk about slave, you know, human rights and all that. You know, a lot of these goods are being made by people that are basically slaves, imprisoned. And they're using slave labor for a lot of their products. You know, and it's just something that a lot of people just don't understand. You know, they're just blurred out by propaganda. You know, you have to look at all sides of this thing, what's going on, Pauly. And if America's not strong, if we're not the strongest nation in this world, and you don't support America, then, you know, you want China to be the leader? I don't know. You know, they better think hard, man, about what they're supporting and who they're supporting and who they're protesting against. Because we need a strong America in this world right now. Because if America's going to be the weaker one, then, you know, goodbye to how you're living your life right now. You know, things are going to change dramatically for U.S. citizens. And with U.S. at the helm, when we lift up our people, the rest of the world is going to be lifted up, the free world, the democratic world. And that's what we're all fighting for, right?
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people, they just have to, man, there's just a lot of propaganda out there, Pauly. But America needs to be strong. And if these people don't want America to be strong, there's going to be another country that's going to take its place. And I think a lot of people just don't understand that, and I think Trump understands it. You know, and a lot of the Republicans understand it. But a lot of these businesses and these wealthy corporations and whatnot, all they're thinking about is profit and money. They could care less who's the strongest nation, you know, and how it affects them, because they won't really be affected as much as the common person. And, you know, that's my thought on that. And what's your thought on this FOIA war going on, Pauly?
So Doug Moylan's already responded to the governor, right? He's already said, even before the FOIA came out, I already knew the answer, right? He said he didn't hire his wife or his fiance or his brother. He had his not chief of staff, but he had another person in his office, right? Do that for him.
He recused himself from the hiring process.
And also, I agree that they're at will. This is a political position, and so you have the right to surround yourself by people that you trust. And they're not what do you call it? They're not classified employees.
That's a weak argument by the governor, man, because what's going on in Guam is just totally, you know, even more worse than what Doug Moylan did. You know, I mean, we got the police department with sons and fathers and nephews and nieces. I mean, if we're going to go down that road, man, I mean, you know, it's just ridiculous for anybody to say something like that, you know?
Yeah. The other FOIA speaker, I mean, I believe her when she says she didn't speak to any companies or any individual when it comes to a public-private hospital, and then she showed all of her information. And actually, it was a University of Guam cohort that was speaking with people from GMHA and GRMC, and they found that there are 3 companies that Gita was speaking with in the past, back in 2020, when Jim Moylan was a senator and was trying to better understand how a public-private partnership could work, because that's when he introduced the bill to do that. and there are 3 companies in the U.S. that they identified, and so she's like, it's not me. That this is just information that has been brought to me.
Yeah, so it was actually Gita that she was getting these what she's talking about a public-private partnership.
Yeah,
and there's nothing wrong with that, Pauly.
No, there's not.
But the discussion has to be open and transparent. I mean, how are we going to get the best deal possible when we're not being transparent? We're not gonna get the best deal possible. We're not being transparent. That any deals that are being made have to be transparent, Pauly, so that people can scrutinize it.
Yeah.
And that's what every deal needs. It needs scrutinizing. And if we don't scrutinize it, then how are we gonna know we're gonna getting the best deal later on? Then we find out that, oh man, we should have did this, we should have got that, and we put the government at a disadvantage when we made this deal.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of deals and contracts that when these government agencies go into a contract with these companies, they put the government at a disadvantage, and it's just so dumb, it's intentional, it's downright criminal. You ask me, because if that was their company, they would never put themselves at a disadvantage when they go into a contract, Pauly.
Mm-hmm.
It's criminal. Just like when they did that thing for the collection for the hospital, that company that collected money for doing nothing, Pauly. That's criminal, Pauly, man. You ask me, man. Somebody need to get in trouble for that, man. What the heck is that? Who signed off on that? Who's involved in that? Who's the idiot that authorized that?
Mm-hmm.
It's so stupid. It's things like that, Pauly, that really get my blood boiling, because then I look at the hospital, I look at the prison, I look at the schools, and all these things going on, and then, these guys are just throwing money at people.
Yeah.
And that hospital, Pauly, it's intentional what's going on there, man, where they're making that thing deteriorate, Pauly.
You think?
Yeah, I know, man. Come on, man. That's just disgusting what's going on there. It's intentional. They're doing it on purpose, man.
I don't have evidence
whatever
for that.
She wants to build a new hospital, Pauly, like gas and all, man. Clean that place up, man. Yeah, you want to build a new hospital, man. Take care of what you got there, because you got people still going to that hospital.
Yeah.
What's the matter with you people, man? Nah, Pauly, if they put me in charge of that that freaking place there, pay me $75,000 a year, and I'll make sure that place is clean. Who's getting paid to maintain that place? Fire that guy.
That's what Senator Will Parkinson said today. He's like, he's lost trust in the GMH leadership, and if he was governor, or he had if this was a business, he would have that person's job.
Pauly, man, it doesn't take much, man, I went to the backside of the emergency room, man. It's all black with mildew.
I saw the photos that were taken when the senators went to GMH. They showed, they walked them around, and they're like, yeah, look at this wall. And yeah, you're right. They showed the mildew on the back of a wall.
And now, Pauly, they don't even stop the cars going in and out of that road. They just wave you down. I don't know why they're putting that container there, blocking that access. Did you ever find out why they're blocking the access?
I did.
Why are they blocking the access?
Let me see here. Hold on real quick, because they did respond to my questions. I put it out on the air a couple times, but maybe you're busy. Let me see here. Security checkpoint, ER entrance. We're KGUM FM in Hagåtña, Guam. Okay. So the checkpoint at the entrance of our ER department is for safety purposes to protect patients and employees. Security also gathers basic information about patients for triage purposes. which is transmitted immediately to the ER so they can begin preparing for a patient before they physically arrive a few moments later. Patients arriving by ambulance have already had their condition communicated via the EMS personnel who have begun treatment to stabilize the patient. Those arriving by private vehicle are asked information for the sole purpose of triage. Our security staff is highly trained and do not ask questions pertaining to a patient's private health information. The ER area is only for the delivery of emergency patients. No unauthorized individuals are allowed to park in the ER area, which is restricted for ambulances and vehicle dropping patients. After the patient has been safely delivered to the ER, drivers must exit the ER area. There's more to it, but basically I even watched them too, and I saw that they don't take very long when they are checking the people in the vehicle.
Irregardless, Pauly, man, that's baloney. Pauly, you are blocking the access, Pauly. You can ask the questions over there at the door. You know what I'm saying?
That's their response, sir. I got to run because of the break.
And then they got, you're getting metal detectors and all that.
Yeah.
Going in there, they're searching people's
Yes.
purses and stuff.
Yes,
That's
they are.
ridiculous, Pauly. Thank you.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
Right.
He's making some, fair points, and I appreciate Frank. 4:01 in the afternoon. I'll give you, because Frank didn't hear it, on the other side, I'll share again what the University of Guam cohort shared as far as a public-private partnership. On the other side of this, the professor, again, I shared it yesterday, but the professor is Charlie Hermosa. Yeah, so it's very interesting, right? 4:01 in the afternoon. I already gave the call letters, so we'll take the break for the CBS News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Christopher Cruz. President Trump has delayed the implementation of tariffs on Canada and Mexico, and now Democrats in Texas are asking him to make that delay permanent.
From San Antonio, Congressman Joaquin Castro called on the Republicans for help.
And Governor Abbott knows that these tariffs will badly damage the state's economy, but you won't hear a peep from him. He's been too busy getting into a Twitter fight with Canada's Prime Minister.
Texas Governor Greg Abbott told Prime Minister Justin Trudeau to be careful with the retaliation against the U.S., saying the Texas economy is larger than Canada's and we're not afraid to use it. Castro says despite the 30-day delay in tariffs from President Trump, to expect prices to rise because of the threat. Chris Fox for CBS News, Austin.
The Trump administration is moving ahead with its plans to merge the U.S. Agency for International Development into the State Department. CBS News political correspondent Caitlin Huey-Burns.
What is the role of Congress here when you have an executive branch exerting a lot of executive authority? That runs counter to what a lot of Republicans have been talking about for years, and yet we've seen Republicans, by and large, be pretty much okay with the actions that the Trump administration is taking because, in their view, it leads to the shrinking of government.
And the search continues for the final remains from the mid-air collision last week between an Army helicopter and a passenger plane. This is Army Corps of Engineers Colonel Francis Parra.
Our process is committed to the dignified process for recovery of the remains for personnel and passengers of the flight.
After extensive searches of the Potomac River, the remains of 55 of the 67 victims have been identified. Northern California has been getting drenched. The rain from the atmospheric river is expected to last into Wednesday morning, says CBS News meteorologist Nikki Nolan.
The Bay of San Francisco, that's a big one. They're looking upwards of 3 to 4 inches. That is actually pretty significant. They haven't seen that kind of moisture at least since last year.
Jury selection has begun in Minnesota in the trial of the alleged ringleader of a scheme to exploit the COVID-19 pandemic. CBS's Jim Krasula says Amy Bach is accused of helping steal $250 million.
Lawyers for the woman who founded an organization called Feeding Our Future say she's innocent in one of the country's biggest COVID-19 related fraud cases. 70 people were charged in the scheme.
Maryland Supreme Court on Monday upheld the constitutionality of a 2023 law extending the state's statute of limitations for child sexual abuse lawsuits. The law passed after the Attorney General released a report exposing widespread wrongdoing in the Archdiocese of Baltimore. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
You ever try fixing your car and realize you're missing that one part? Yeah, been there.
That's why eBay's my go-to. They've got millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. I'm talking brake pads for when yours have seen one too many miles of stop and go. Oil filters, because you don't mess around with your engine care. Even got this cold air intake on my watch list. I might just go for it. To keep the ride cool and your DIY streak hot. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Millions of Americans take medicine like Ozempic and Zepbound. Many of them are overpaying by thousands of dollars a year. These GLP-1 medications for diabetes, weight loss, and more may not always be covered by your insurance, but GoodRx can help. GoodRx helps you save every month on prescriptions at over 70,000 pharmacies nationwide. Best of all, it's free to use. Check GoodRx to save on GLP-1s. Just go to GoodRx.com/GLP. That's GoodRx.com/GLP. GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used instead of insurance, including Medicare and other federal and state-funded programs.
Jimmy Carter has won a posthumous Grammy Award.
Imagine there's no heaven.
5 weeks after he died, President Jimmy Carter has won a Grammy Award for his audiobook narration for Last Sunday in Plains, a centennial celebration. His grandson, Jason Carter, accepted the prize.
Having his words captured in this way for my family and for the world is truly remarkable, and I think really means so much at this moment in our history as a country, as a world, to bring people together.
The album features recordings of the 39th president's final Sunday school lessons at his hometown Maranatha Baptist Church in Plains, Georgia. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
A violin made by Antonio Stradivari in 1714 could be the most expensive musical instrument ever sold when it's auctioned Friday at Sotheby's in New York. The auction house is estimating the value at $12 to $18 million. Christopher Cruz, CBS News.
You ever try fixing your car and realize you're missing that one part? Yeah, been there. That's why eBay's my go-to. They've got millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. I'm talking brake pads for when yours have seen one too many miles of stop and go. Oil filters, because you don't mess around with your engine care. Even got this cold air intake on my watch list. I might just go for it. To keep the ride cool and your DIY streak hot. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Millions of Americans take medicine like Ozempic and Zepbound. Many of them are overpaying by thousands of dollars a year. These GLP-1 medications for diabetes, weight loss, and more may not always be covered by your insurance, but GoodRx can help. GoodRx helps you save every month on prescriptions at over 70,000 pharmacies nationwide. Best of all, it's free to use. Check GoodRx to save on GLP-1s. Just go to GoodRx.com/GLP. That's GoodRx.com/GLP. GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used instead of insurance, including Medicare and other federal and state-funded programs.
How to avoid the paycheck-to-paycheck trap. I'm Mark Hamrick with a Bankrate.com Personal Finance Minute. The results of our new emergency savings survey is in, and it's less than encouraging. A lower share of Americans, just 41%, say they'd pay an emergency expense of $1,000 or more from savings. That's down from a year ago. 1 in 4 say they'd put it on a credit card and pay it off over time. Have you seen how much the typical credit card interest rates are these days? Average new offer for the best qualified borrowers, just over 20%. So what to do? Begin with a monthly budget. How much can we expect in income, and what are our recurring expenses? Is there anything we can do to reduce the money going out, perhaps targeting discretionary items like going out to dinner, looking for monthly subscriptions that we're not using any longer? Find a high-yield savings account, many available online, paying an annual yield of 4% or better, and automate emergency savings through direct deposit. Even a little bit can help just to start. For more, check out Bankrate.com. I'm Mark Hamrick.
Here we go, about to begin with the Brightside, but first let's go ahead and take a look at what's going on in the streets of Guam. It's 4 o'clock, so we can expect traffic to kind of sort of build up as we get closer and closer to rush hour traffic. Lucky for those who are getting off early for whatever reason. Let's see. Traffic at the Barragata intersection is not too bad. Really, there's only some hold up for those who are coming from Mighty, trying to get to the Barragata intersection. That is some hold up there. Here in Barragata Heights, there is some traffic now. Remember earlier there wasn't a single thing, but now you got a line of cars there right in front of the Department of Rev and Tax there. So just be on the lookout for that. Let's see where else we can find some traffic. In Hagåtña, you have some scattered traffic at the Chicapua Loop intersection, but at least you can look forward to no heavy traffic as it is Tuesday and there's no night market for tonight. Let's see where else. For anyone who is coming out from the Dedito area, more specifically where the hospital is at, coming out from Ukuru Route 3, there is some traffic there. So look, or rather prepare for that. Otherwise, everything else is looking pretty smooth and clear. Just travel safely, Guam, wherever it is you're driving through, north, south, east, west, and continue to keep it locked here. Again, we have a look at the bright side with Pauly Suba coming up.
Johnny Atulai here, inviting you to tune in to Vet Talk Show every Wednesday from 6:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. Join the wave of conversation where Miss Bobby and I address veterans' concerns and benefits for you, only on Wave 105.1 FM.
There are so many reasons to say yes to priority banking from First Hawaiian Bank. There's the ATM rebates, the exclusive access, the discounts, the fee waivers. Honestly, I'd keep going, but I think I'm running out of time. To hear more, talk to a banker or go to fhb.com/priority. It feels good to go priority. Terms and conditions apply. First Hawaiian Bank. It all starts with yes.
ISLA, Guam is where I'm from. Tautanu Itamoru, kingdom of our people. GUAM, island in the sun. From Jigo to Molessu, this land is all that we know.
Hiya, Dave. So sorry. We are definitely getting into the bright side, I promise you. But of course, the bright side would have no sun if it wasn't for the amazing Pauly Suba and our sponsors, of course. We want to thank our friends at GTA. We start with you. Thank you so much to our friends at Micropack. Don't forget, they do have their sale ongoing for you right now. Find your perfect match, whatever it is, with our friends at Micropack. They have their Made for Each Other sale. Follow them online at IG and Facebook at Micropack671 for more info and updates. We also want to thank our friends Local Jerk. Spice up your life with the hottest jerk to hit your mouth. Follow Local Jerk 671 on Instagram and Facebook, or you can visit them online at localjerkguam.com. We also want to thank our friends at Sherwin-Williams Paint. Don't forget, our friends at Sherwin-Williams are hiring inside and outside sales. Apply in person Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. You can call 671-646-8050 or email your resume to sw@pri-guam.com. We also want to thank our friends at Chili's Grill and Bar. More live, great food and memories happen here. And of course, a big thanks to our friends at Subway. You got to refresh to be fresh. Be sure you check them out online at subwaypacific.com. Ladies and gentlemen, we are officially starting the bright side.
ISLA, Guam is where I'm from. Tautanu Itamoru, kingdom of our people. GUAM, island in the sun. From Jigo to Molessu, this land is all that we know. I said this land is all that we know.
From Jigo to Molessu, right? It's the bright side here on Wave 105, 671-922-1051 or 1052. We're online, thewave105.com, as well as our YouTube channel, Wave 105.1 FM Guam. There's a release that came out from Filipino Cultural School. I didn't even know that this school exists. Let me just try if I can pronounce this. Eskwelahang Munti. Did I get it right?
You know, a little bit of my Filipino heritage inside me is going to tell you yes.
It sounds like escuela.
Yeah, pretty much. You
right?
know, very similar. Yeah.
Escuela. See, I got it wrong. Eskwelahang Munti. Means little school or small school. It's a Filipino language and cultural school that's offering classes from February 15th to May 2nd. Yeah. The initiative is organized by the Filipino Cultural Center with the support of the Philippine Consulate General in Agana and the Filipino community of Guam. Eskwelahang Munti, which means small school, offers a curriculum that covers different aspects of Filipino culture, including the Filipino language, Philippine history, core values, geography, folk dances, and music. Eskwelahang Munti's multi-aspect approach aims to provide students with a deep understanding of their Filipino heritage. Gloria Baginon, principal of the Escuela Hong Munti, expressed enthusiasm for the upcoming sessions, saying, "We look forward to welcoming participants and fostering an appreciation of Filipino culture and heritage through engaging educational experiences. There is a one-time registration fee of $50, and it's required before classes start. However, all instruction will be provided free of charge. Classes will be held every Saturday from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. in room 5 of the Tamondong building on Fatima Street, near the corner of Marine Drive in Dedido." Tamondong building on Fatima. I know where Fatima Street is. So, is that the one right next to Mobile? Well,
Like,
see,
right
the
when you get
problem
in there,
is
huh?
the problem is there's Mobile on both sides of Fatima.
Pauly.
There is.
No,
Right?
I'm laughing because you're right.
Yeah.
There is.
So which one? I'm assuming it's got. Okay, so it is Marine Corps Drive, so it's got to be on the one that's across
closer
Weddingale.
to the okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's got to be that one. So that is where it's at. So Mobile gas station, Marine Corps Drive, and then there should be this building right beside or right behind Mobile, right? It's the, again, Tamondong building on Fatima Street, room number 5 at the corner of Marine Corps Drive in Dedido. Since its opening in 2010, Escuela Hong Munti has been instrumental in helping young Filipino children in Guam connect with and preserve their cultural identity. Anyone interested in registering for the program can reach out to Gloria at 671-686-5871. 686-5871. I got a couple more numbers, but we'll just keep that one. Again, 671-686-5871. And so if anybody wants more information, like if I wanted more information, all I have to do is contact the PRO of the Filipino community of Guam. Do you know who it is? Do you want to guess who the PRO is of the Filipino community of Guam? You know this person.
Is it the same lady that sent this release?
Yes.
Is it our beautiful Ate Luella
Yes,
Locino?
it is.
I'm sorry, let me take that back. Ate Maria Luella Locino. That's her full name.
I love her.
She's a blessing, truly.
She really is. She's such a sweetheart. And she's an amazing journalist. She's like one of the best.
No, can I just say, Pauly, I've gotten to work with Ate on a more closer level, especially in this year. So,
Yeah.
And I found out so many things about her. And
She's great.
Pauly, she's so talented.
Yeah.
This lady can play a lot of instruments. She was in
Yeah.
a band. She played the keyboard,
Really?
I think.
I didn't know that.
She even has, she's probably going to hate me for telling everyone this, but she tells me that she has instruments at home. So she has bongos.
Okay.
She bought a guitar from the Tamu, the one that does it. It's the portable guitar, but Pauly, it works. I mean it.
Real?
She brought it, or she showed us, and she played for us.
Wow.
It was a blessing. So I love her. She's
got so much patience, but oh my goodness, if you
make her mad.
If you cross that line, I've seen
That's
Luella.
how I know you're not a good person. If you make my Ate Luella mad, that's how I know you're bad, dude. Because you're right, Pauly. She really does have patience.
got a lot
She
of
has patience until she's just like,
Till,
that's it.
Yeah.
Love you, Ate.
Joe Malik is on the line.
Yes,
Hapaday,
sir.
Joe Malik.
Hapaday,
Hey,
sir.
Senor. You make it home? I mean, you make it to the ranch?
I'm right here at the ranch. I'm
There.
eating faja.
Hey. That's the kind of diet that I need to be doing. I need to be just eating faja for lunch every day.
I'm sharing the coconut with the pig and
Yeah.
the chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I like to eat this the faja.
Yeah.
I grew up. We survived in World War II.
Mm.
Yeah, eating faja and also the halak coconut.
Yeah.
But the green one is more sweet than the round one.
Wait, the which is more the little one?
The one that does trying to sorry. The one that just what's that, branch up a little bit, maybe an inch, 2 inch. That's the best one, the sweet one. Not the one that's already got roots.
Okay, I understand. I understand. The one that's the one that's more round has sweeter faja. No. The one that's more like a football?
The one like the football?
More like the football is the one that's sweeter. Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
And make sure it
That's the
doesn't have
wrong
the
one.
and make sure it doesn't have the root on it anymore.
Right, yeah.
Yet. You don't want the root in it yet.
No, that's the sweet one. And the faja, no, not completely round. And it's oh man, I want to cut some more. I got 2 more coconuts to cut, and I'm gonna finish eating it because the pigs and the chickens are asking for some more.
Yeah.
Oh, the balaku is Rambo.
Rambo. I love it. I love that name. Rambo.
No, he hasn't showed up for 3 days, so
Somebody got him. He got. Rambo got. Oh, no.
But it's nice to hear this time people that's getting off and sitting on our radio.
Nice.
And also my brother in Colorado.
He's listening? You send him the link so he can listen to you every day?
Yeah.
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 Heck yeah. Tell him I said hi.
Yeah, he's you. The technology.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You want some lechon?
No, I'm good. I'm okay.
But it's nice to for somebody to call in like here at the ranch, right?
Yeah, it really is.
Sitting out on the pigs and the deer. Oh, I almost ran a deer at the ranch, man, this morning.
You almost hit one of the deer?
Yeah, but I stopped because I don't want my truck to get damaged in the front.
Right.
And I have to pay for repair to have it repaired.
Right.
No, again, it's nice to see them around the ranch.
That's cool. They come around. The deer come around a lot?
A lot of the ranch.
Wow.
Because this morning, this is the second time this morning. Yesterday, it's almost about 5:30, 6 o'clock yesterday. And I was leaving the ranch going home. So he's gonna stick around because the Toro will bring in the baka and the small one. They call it the bear. So the Toro sticks around. The female will come around also. So the Toro is the one that's leading all the group.
That's like, what is that? Like the bull?
The Toro?
Yeah. Does that mean like the bull, like the alpha, alpha deer?
Yeah, that's the alpha. Yeah.
And then what do you call the female deer? I mean, doe, but but what about in Tomorrow?
Puerca.
Peta?
Puerca.
Puerta. Puerca.
Yeah.
Okay. Ungen.
No,
Puerca.
The male is Toro. Toro na binado. Toro. Like Spanish, right?
Okay.
Toro. No, the female is Puerca. They're like the pig. Hey, what animal, two-legged animal that usually showers on the dirt?
Two-legged animal that showers on the dirt?
Dirt, yeah.
Two-legged animal that showers on the dirt. Is this a riddle? I don't know.
The chicken. The chicken.
The chicken? Okay. Okay.
They will shower on the pothole of the mud. They shower on the dirt.
Really?
Yeah.
I never. That's how they get clean. I thought they just peck at each other. Because I've seen the chickens peck at each other to like eat the bugs off of each other, right?
Right.
Yeah.
The pig, they do that also.
Yeah.
They get together and get.
They start grooming each other.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what happens when I go home every night. My wife just licks all the kamuti off.
I'm gonna get a message real soon, I'm sure.
And I got more kamuti for you.
I know what you mean. Nice to laugh. Actually, down here in the rest.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You are blessed, and you and your family. The fact that you know, that's the life that I want. I want your life. When I retire, I just want to be able to just go to the ranch, enjoy, have like I'm the male version of Snow White. All of the animals just come to me, and I feed them, and they love me back. And then, maybe I'll have some 7 dwarves that come around too and fix my house. That's the life.
You might not believe this. I know Richard and Mark and Yvonne are listening.
They're listening?
Yeah. I have this neighbor in Surfside.
Uh-huh.
He had 2 puppies. And every time I opened the door, he took my grand shoes.
Okay.
Down to his house. So I knew that he's the one who stole my shoes. So I went over and I checked. And he did, every time he knows that I'm going down here to the ranch.
Yeah.
You see it right in front of the door. And I went down, 2-story house. Went down and I opened the door. So I told him to jump in. And I took him down here to the ranch.
Yeah.
And every time he knows what time, if I tend to my balcony, he knows that I'm coming down to the ranch.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yes. Dogs are so smart. They know what's up.
And Yvonne name him Lemai.
Lemai? I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Oh, and my granddaughter, you met, you see my granddaughter, right?
Oh yeah, at the party.
Yeah, she
at the gala.
Yvonne bought her rabbit.
Rabbit?
Yeah, white rabbit.
I thought that was your daughter-in-law, but that's your granddaughter that we saw at the gala.
Granddaughter, yeah.
Ah, okay.
I know. No. Yvonne told me, said, "Dad, why don't you take the rabbit down to the ranch?" So I took her down here at the ranch, and my neighbor, David Asanoma, usually visits me when I show up here at the ranch. And the funniest thing, David Asanoma didn't believe. I called the rabbit, and I said, "Come here, jump." And he jumped up to my lap.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Really? Yeah.
So the rabbit doesn't try to run away or anything. He just stays with you.
No. he knows what time I come down.
Wow.
The car will sell you.
Right.
Yeah. So I let her go free to roam around the ranch.
Right.
And the neighbor's dog killed him.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
I didn't know that was going to be a sad story. What the heck?
Yeah, no.
That's a sad story.
But
oh, my God.
You cannot believe this, but when I come down to the ranch and I said, jump, he jumped up to my lap, right?
Oh, man.
And I called him Jumper. That's his name, Jumper.
Man. Are you going to get another rabbit? You got to get your granddaughter another rabbit.
I don't know. I'm too busy with.
I'm gonna get her. Does Lil Wang still sell rabbits?
I think so.
Hey, why don't you do that? Get your kids a rabbit.
No, I'm gonna get your granddaughter a rabbit. Just don't bring it to the ranch anymore. Dang. Hey, senor, I'm gonna run. I gotta run. I gotta take this break.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks, Joe Malik. Hey, just to let you know, you have a lot of fans out there. I was at the gala, and a lot of people just absolutely love Joe Malik. They're like, we love listening to Joe Malik call in. So you're famous too, senor. You're very famous.
No, not really. I'm just a normal old man, jungle man.
And that's what I love, and that is why I love you so much.
Viva Jungle Man.
Right. That's why I love you so much, Joe Malik, because we are just two chill guys. Okay, senor.
Okay.
Adios. 4:31 in the afternoon. We'll take the break.
All right, here we go. We're going to be taking a look at your headlines here, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much to our friends at McDonald's of Guam. Don't forget to check them out. They do have that delicious... they have always something new for you, right? Last time it was that strawberry and cream pie, but today we're actually going to be featuring something else, something different here with our friends from McDonald's. So again, be sure you go and check them out. Our friends at McDonald's of Guam have that Oreo for you. You got to go and get yours today. It's a hot day, especially. It's like one of those days where it's hot and cold. So you want to go and get one to cool down and to keep you cool. Big shout out to our friends over at McDonald's of Guam. I'm loving it. Let's go ahead and take a look-sees at those national headlines. Let's have a look.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Christopher Cruz in Washington. China has just announced 15% tariffs on coal and liquefied natural gas products from the U.S. and 10% tariffs on crude oil, agricultural machinery, and some vehicles. It's in retaliation for President Trump's 10% tariffs on Chinese goods. Although President Trump has postponed his threatened 25% tariffs on imports from Mexico and Canada, the threat of them is already having an effect. From Toronto, CBS's Chris Mavridis.
It's only been a couple of days, but Canada's biggest tour operators and travel agencies already report a huge spike in cancellations for trips to the United States, while Air Canada says it's seen a spike in domestic travel inquiries. Buy Local keeps trending on Canadian social media. Supermarkets have put an emphasis on homegrown and Canadian-made products. And while American bourbon and wine remain on liquor store shelves, a survey of the busiest stores in Toronto suggests it's not exactly selling out.
And now to a question a lot of people are asking. Just how much authority does Elon Musk have? Here's CBS's Stacey Lynn.
The president called Elon Musk.
Very talented guy from the standpoint of management and costs.
He says he's digging deep into the government, in particular
waste, fraud, and abuse.
And he's given him the job of letting people go he thinks are no good. But
Elon can't do and won't do anything without our approval. And we'll give him the approval where appropriate. Where not appropriate, we won't.
Stacey Lynn, CBS News, the White House.
The Trump administration's roundup of migrants is striking fear in that community. Jasmine Rodriguez spoke at a rally near Orlando that drew hundreds of people.
They're afraid to leave, to go buy groceries, to go do a laundry, to, even to go to the park and spend time with their family. Everybody's afraid to go and leave their homes right now.
The Jeff Bezos-owned Blue Origin is scheduled to launch its next mission on Tuesday. CBS CBS News space consultant Bill Harwood will be watching.
This time around, the New Shepard capsule will spin itself up to about 11 revolutions per minute. That'll simulate the 1/6 pull of the moon's gravity as it arcs over the top of its trajectory. Most of the payloads are sponsored by NASA. The goal is to learn more about technologies needed for lunar exploration.
Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy visited the site of Friday's crash of a medical jet in northeast Philadelphia.
The black box was recovered. That was a voice recorder box. We don't have a data recorder on this aircraft, but there is an enhanced ground proximity warning system. Information can come off that device.
All 6 people on the plane and at least 1 person on the ground died. This is CBS News.
A riddle brought to you by Progressive Insurance. What do your home and auto have in common? Progressive protects them both. It was an easy riddle. Learn more at Progressive.com.
You ever try fixing your car and realize you're missing that one part? Yeah, been there. That's why eBay's my go-to. They've got millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. I'm talking brake pads for when yours have seen one too many miles of stop and go. Oil filters, because you don't mess around with your engine care. Even got this cold air intake on my watch list. I might just go for it. To keep the ride cool and your DIY streak hot. Find all the parts you need at prices you love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Millions of Americans take medicine like Ozempic and Zepbound. Many of them are overpaying by thousands of dollars a year. These GLP-1 medications for diabetes, weight loss, and more may not always be covered by your insurance, but GoodRx can help. GoodRx helps you save every month on prescriptions at over 70,000 pharmacies nationwide. Best of all, it's free to use. Check GoodRx to save on GLP-1s. Just go to GoodRx.com/GLP. That's GoodRx.com/GLP. GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used instead of insurance, including Medicare and other federal and state-funded programs.
Get your Cowboy Carter boots out. Queen Bee is going on tour.
After her big night at the Grammys, Beyonce announces her Cowboy Carter tour.
Now I'm gonna need all my cowboys to the dance floor.
The 22 tour kicks off April 28th in Los Angeles. She'll also perform in Chicago, D.C., and Paris. Cowboy Carter is her 8th studio album, and it won Album of the Year at the Grammys, her first ever win in the category. Still no word on when tickets go on sale. Matt Piper, CBS News.
The Cleveland Browns star defensive end Myles Garrett has released a trade, requested that is a trade, with the hope of better positioning himself to play in a Super Bowl. He sent a statement to reporters expressing his wishes. The Browns finished last in the AFC North with a 3-14 record this season. General Manager Andrew Berry said last week that he would not trade Garrett, who's under contract with the Browns for 2 more seasons. Christopher Cruz, CBS News.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated in the best hearing aids of 2024 by USA Today, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, just $189.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aids.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 500,000 happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
What I know about courage, I learned from my adoptive mom. She said sometimes you just gotta hold on and know we'll get through this. Mom, we are so high up. Hold my hand.
No, you hold my hand.
Here we go.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more. This message is brought to you by Adopt U.S. Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
The views and opinions expressed in this show are that of the show hosts, guests, and callers. They do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of the staff and management of Wave 105 FM, Glimpses Media, or any of our partners. As we strive to provide quality, respectful, and engaging content, we welcome you to participate in the conversation. Thank you for tuning in to Wave 105 FM, the sound of Guam. Enjoy the show.
Welcome back. It's the Brightside right here on Wave 105. I was supposed to share with you what I found of the, well, not that I found, I read it from the University of Guam's Business of Public Administration cohort, right, for last semester, right there. Mm-hmm. They're gathering information on how to assist with GMHA's finance issues, address the challenges, right, and see how they can, provide information that would help them address those challenges, most especially the finances, right? I shared it yesterday, but I'm not sure if Frank was listening, so this one's for Frank and for anybody else that missed it, because again, when we're talking about the companies that have been named that could be participating in a public-private partnership for GMHA, the administration had FOIA'd Speaker Theresa Lai, right, and said, well, who are you in contact with? So she says again, nobody. But the governor has spoke on it with their State of the Island address. The lieutenant governor has mentioned it on an article from the Post, and then so she shared that, right? And then she shared this paper that was written again by University of Guam Business of Public Administration cohort that it also was comparing GMHA and GRMC. And so the senator didn't underline anything. I had to read the dang thing myself. 135 pages.
Help us. I love the transparency, but just highlight the ones that is important.
Where am I supposed to find the answer?
Please. I didn't sign up for the school.
Good thing there's a lot of like definitions and all of that and resources. So I'm like, okay, I don't need to pay attention to none of this. But I found it when they started talking about PPP, right? So PPP again is me. No, it's not that. Are you down with PPP?
Yeah, you know me. OPP.
Yeah, no, it's not OPP. It's public-private partnership. So Gita again. This is page 56. And it says the Guam Economic Development Authority was mandated by Public Law 33-143 to obtain information surrounding PPP at GMHA. This included a request for information specifically for the purpose of the hospital's operations, for renovations to the existing hospital, or for rebuilding a new facility. Based on the RFI, 3 companies had expressed interest in participating in a PPP program for GMHA. The 3 companies were Econ LLC from Miami, Florida, Strategic Global Management Inc. from Riverside, California, and Corman Global Consulting Group from Charlotte, North Carolina. The 3 companies would have explored numerous initiatives from technology and infrastructure upgrades to evaluating Guam's healthcare landscape, including services provided and insurance requirements. It further states that in February 2020, Bill number 305-35, which I watched again, the public hearing that was back in February 2020, to see again this was Senator Jim Moylan's bill. And Lillian Perez-Posadas was the administrator back then as well. This was during COVID, so it was during Zoom. It was a Zoom public hearing. And she basically said, with all due respect, we do not, what did she say? I wrote it down. Basically, the GMHA is not in favor of the bill. Thus, it is, where is it? And so it was introduced however, the bill was not referred by the legislature until 6 months later, on September 30, 2020. No committee report was posted by the end of 2020 on the Guam Legislature Archives website, which effectively killed the bill. Thus, it is a recommendation of this study that PPP is an essential need that must be considered by the Guam legislature as a solution to the hurdles and challenges that GMHA faces in terms of its operations and infrastructure. And I haven't spoken to Speaker about this the findings. And so I'm not going to say that when she read this, that she's like, oh, let me introduce a bill now on the possibility of a public-private partnership. But she has introduced a bill on a public-private partnership, right? But here it is on the information that she was the information that she has also provided the administration because of the FOIA. And she did it like within 2 hours. She's like, here you go. So, thus it is the recommendation of this study that PPP is an essential need that must be considered by the Guam legislature as a solution to the hurdles and challenges that GMHA faces in terms of its operations and infrastructure. The primary role of a healthcare facility should be providing quality care to those who enter its facility. Although GMHA's management and staff should be commended with the limited resources and support, PPP would alleviate the burden placed on them to address infrastructural and operations needed. The expertise through a PPP would ensure that the existing facility is managed. And see, the problem is there's this big word that says embargo. Do you see that? That's the reason why I'm having a hard time reading, because it says embargoed. So I'm trying to figure out.
Excuse me, who put that big fat word there?
I'm trying to read these sentences.
I'm just trying to read what you said, me, please. What is this schoolwork? You want me to do it and read it, but I can't even read it.
As a proper transition before the opening of a new facility, it is a government of Guam issue that preventative maintenance is not included when new facilities are constructed. This lack of maintenance requirement has led to the dilapidated state of many of the island's public schools, which have failed health inspections or are simply passing with minimum C rating. A PPP should also be considered given the political stalemate that ensued with where to build a new hospital. There were two competing measures regarding where to build a new hospital facility: Bill 184-37 and Bill 185. Both measures initially failed during the January 2024 session. However, motions to reconsider the two failed measures occurred in the February 2024 session. Barnett's bill passed. We know this. While Governor Lou Leon Guerrero's failed, Barnett's bill was vetoed by Governor Lou Leon Guerrero on March 6. Senators attempted to override during the March 2024 session, which ultimately failed 7-8, upholding the governor's veto. It goes on as well, and it's really good information. And so this cohort did a really good job of trying to assist GMHA on their issues. It starts to also talk about an integration of an enhanced system, digital system that can help them be more organized. And they really broke it down. And so I want to give them credit too. Again, I shared even more information yesterday. So I'm not going to share exactly what I said yesterday. You can always go to our YouTube channel, look up yesterday's show. I started talking about it around 4 p.m. But again, it's an analysis of Guam's public and private hospital and healthcare facilities, GMHA and GRMC. Again, this was the University of Guam School of Business and Public Administration, BA 711 Business Capstone Experience, Professor Charlie Hermosa, November 27, 2024. And so, again, I'm not going to assume that Speaker saw this and said, let me reintroduce the bill. A lot must have gone on since 2020. I know that she has said on the record with Patty that her team, her office has looked into this and see how they can take what Senator Jim Moylan had done, and also take what GMHA had said at the time, work with GMHA, and address those concerns, which were mostly job security, but I appreciate that the University of Guam's cohort, talk about the political, that the politics can get in the way. And so they're saying that a PPP would address that, can help them with this, can help GMHA, again, allow a company to come in that is not working under any administration moving forward, and can make the proper leadership decisions so that they can get out of the red, right? And then even today, their legal office. So let me just get the names correct, because Senator Bree says the name here. Their lawyer over at GMHA legal counsel is Jordan Pauly. And so even he says that he respectfully disagrees with the administration's legal team on the $10 million disagreement. And more so, it's a $10 million difference of opinion. And so GMHA's legal counsel, Mr. Jordan, says to Chris Barnett, I think Governor's legal counsel and I have just fundamentally different views on some of the definitions of obligation and other things. And so I think that's where the disagreement is. But they work for the governor. And he's talking about the leadership. He's talking about Lillian Paris-Posadas. He's talking about Yuka Hechanova, the chief financial officer. He's talking about Dr. Kwazi Nyami, the associate administrator of medical services. Rodolin Gerardo, the assistant administrator of operations. So he's talking about them. And so he says, but they work for the governor. So Chris Barnett again asks, so you're of the opinion that GMH did do everything it needed to do to obligate these funds, these $10 million that ARPA funds that were obligated to them, not given. Got to make sure that I get that correct. And then Jordan says, by and large, yes, without looking at all of the smallest purchases and the details, but by and large, I would say yes. And so he doesn't say it, but I appreciate the University of Guam's class that says it. They say the quiet part out loud. That a PPP can solve the political stalemate. So again, it says, on the politics of it all, a PPP should also be considered given the political stalemate that ensued with where to build a new hospital. There were two competing measures regarding where to build a new hospital facility. One, Governor Lou Leon Guerrero's bill. Second, the Guam legislature through Senator Chris Barnett's bill. And so maybe you should consider a PPP. Look at GPA. It's autonomous. Look at GWA. GDOE. The buck stops with the superintendent. So maybe there should be a private company. When I say this, it's not me saying there should be. I'm just saying, please keep having this conversation. Don't totally rule it out. Because again, the findings from the FOIA, the governor FOIA'd Senator Terlai. Okay? So here's the information that the senator gave to the governor. And then CC'd the media. And so I was able to read this. I was able to read the article that talks about how the lieutenant governor at one time was also considering it, and also rewatching the State of the Island address. So at one point, maybe not today, but at one point, the governor and the lieutenant governor were also considering a public-private partnership. So keep having those conversations. Let me see here. 4:56. We'll save some of this other stuff too. Because there's a couple other things that I wanted to touch on the other side that has nothing to do with the hospital. And we're only about 4 minutes away. So I wanted to ask you, Reese, did you watch the Grammys?
No, Pauly.
No!
I'm sorry, Pauly. I feel like I should really be in these things. I'm in the media, but...
Well, you're... So what'd you guys talk about yesterday? I mean, this morning on Power.
You know what, Pauly?
I thought that would have been I thought that's what you guys were talking about on Power this morning.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I definitely did not watch the Grammys, but I have. I get my information.
You got talking
like everybody.
points.
Correct. I got my highlights.
So what is your highlights share?
First of all, people are noticing that Billie Eilish and Lana Del Rey are very upset that they did not win any of the Grammys.
Really?
Yeah.
Taylor Swift didn't win a dang thing
Taylor didn't win either.
She got snubbed.
She
0 Grammys.
She did, and it's kind of crazy because she was on her Eras tour this whole time, and you would have thought, right? Also, the speech
not me though. I don't. Not me.
Yeah,
not me.
And then Chapel Roan gave her beautiful speech. Good for her. Good for her queen. Doshi.
Okay.
I was actually happy.
I don't know who she is. But I got educated last night.
Nice. So we have one of her songs called Denial's a River. Really great one. So she won. What else did I catch in the highlights?
She sounds, she won Best Rap Album.
Right? And I feel like she's fairly new, but I don't think so.
I didn't know who she was.
I think she's very, like now she's coming into the mainstream, like on the top 40s, but she's always been that like kind of, I think she has a following ever since.
Okay. That makes sense.
So I know she won, and then Beyonce won. And let me just say that was a little bit of a surprise for me, only because of I don't think the album was bad. I think
she's never won Best Album for Grammys,
and she won.
And she won both Country Album, and Best Album.
Never mind.
No, go for it. Because I don't like Taylor Swift at all.
Oh no!
So if you want to say you don't like Beyonce at all,
Pauly,
that's fine.
Pauly, please. No, it's I just I don't want to. You know what? I like to watch a lot of conspiracy videos.
Oh, I love me.
So maybe that's why they gave her 2 awards this year.
Wait, you like conspiracy theories? Let me lean in.
Hold on, just a second. Let me put on my top hat here. No, I just maybe they felt like if they didn't give Beyonce her award, she would have.
Really?
Everybody.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Thank you, Pauly. Yeah,
I got you.
So, no,
because I was thinking for me it was because she just announced her tour dates.
Oh, and that's what bumped it up. Maybe you think? Okay, I mean,
But unaliving people, that's even juicier.
Look, let me just say, you remember that other award? There was a lot of things about that other award show. That this lady, she said, this is a godless town.
Oh.
it was when I forgot what award show, and then that's when all the the crazy stuff started happening. I don't want to get into that because I know I don't want to offend anyone. You know what I mean? But this is just, like I said, things that I've seen online. So
yeah, of course.
That's why I'm teasing, because a lot of people say Beyonce's the Illuminati. So
my kids always say
that's what I'm trying to, I guess, get at is if she didn't get her awards this time, there was going to be something to pay for.
My kids are on that. They believe it.
The Oscars, thank you to our listener here. It was the Oscars. There was the lady, the hostess. She literally said, "This is a godless town," and everyone's like, "Ha ha 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 ha!" And God was like, "Oh."
Oh, here comes the fires.
Yeah,
wow,
that's what people were saying. And I know that's such a terrible thing to say, but Pauly, this was literally right before that.
Well, people have said it out very loud.
Correct, and it's just pretty wild.
Some people close to me have said the same thing. I'm like, wow, have some compassion.
Absolutely, I do. They had compassion at this Grammys. They had the fire department there.
Yeah,
but yeah. So, anyways, back to the Grammys. Beyonce, God is watching over me, girl. You watch out. Yeah. So, just I guess the Grammys in general, it seemed like people who were waiting to win won, and those who should have won didn't. I'm a Lana Del Rey fan, but
real?
Yeah, I mean,
what did she go up for?
Gosh, some fan I am. I don't know. I don't know, Pauly, but
we'll talk about. I want to talk more about
we'll definitely
it.
Do it. Let's
we got a whole hour, right? So let's take this break. And to be honest with you, all of this hospital talk is making me sick.
I got you.
I might end up having to go to the hospital.
I got movies for you, Pauly. We'll talk all about this in the next hour.
All right, we'll take the break. KGUM FM in Ganya, Guam.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Christopher Cruz in Washington. China has just announced 15% tariffs on coal and liquefied natural gas products from the U.S. and 10% tariffs on crude oil, agricultural machinery, and some vehicles. It's in retaliation for President Trump's 10% tariffs on Chinese goods. Although President Trump has postponed his threatened 25% tariffs on imports from Mexico and Canada, the threat of them is already having an effect. From Toronto, CBS's Chris Mavridis.
It's only been a couple of days, but Canada's biggest tour operators and travel agencies already report a huge spike in cancellations for trips to the United States, while Air Canada says it's seen a spike in domestic travel inquiries. Buy Local keeps trending on Canadian social media. Supermarkets have put an emphasis on homegrown and Canadian-made products. And while American bourbon and wine remain on liquor store shelves, a survey of the busiest stores in Toronto suggests it's not exactly selling out.
And now to a question a lot of people are asking. Just how much authority does Elon Musk have? Here's CBS's Stacey Lynn.
The president called Elon Musk.
Very talented guy from the standpoint of management and costs.
He says he's digging deep into the government, in particular
waste, fraud, and abuse.
And he's given him the job of letting people go he thinks are no good. But
Elon can't do and won't do anything without our approval. And we'll give him the approval where appropriate. Where not appropriate, we won't.
Stacey Lynn, CBS News, the White House.
The Trump administration's roundup of migrants is striking fear in that community. Jasmine Rodriguez spoke at a rally near Orlando that drew hundreds of people.
They're afraid to leave to go buy groceries, to go do a laundry, to, even to go to the park and spend time with their family. Everybody's afraid to go and leave their homes right now.
The Jeff Bezos-owned Blue Origin is scheduled to launch its next mission on Tuesday. CBS News space consultant Bill Harwood will be watching.
This time around, the New Shepard capsule will spin itself up to about 11 revolutions per minute. That'll simulate the 1/6 pull of the moon's gravity as it arcs over the top of its trajectory. Most of the payloads are sponsored by NASA. The goal is to learn more about technologies needed for lunar exploration.
Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy visited the site of Friday's crash of a medical jet in northeast Philadelphia.
The black box was recovered. That was a voice recorder box. We don't have a data recorder on this aircraft, but there is an enhanced ground proximity warning system. Information can come off that device.
All 6 people on the plane and at least 1 person on the ground died. This is CBS News.
A riddle brought to you by Progressive Insurance. What do your home and auto have in common? Progressive protects them both. It was an easy riddle. Learn more at Progressive.com.
You ever try fixing your car and realize you're missing that one part? Yeah, been there. That's why eBay's my go-to. They've got millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. I'm talking brake pads for when yours have seen one too many miles of stop and go. Oil filters, because you don't mess around with your engine care. Even got this cold air intake on my watch list. I might just go for it to keep the ride cool and your DIY streak hot. Find all the parts you need at prices you love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Millions of Americans take medicine like Ozempic and Zepbound. Many of them are overpaying by thousands of dollars a year. These GLP-1 medications for diabetes, weight loss, and more may not always be covered by your insurance, but GoodRx can help. GoodRx helps you save every month on prescriptions at over 70,000 pharmacies nationwide. Best of all, it's free to use. Check GoodRx to save on GLP-1s. Just go to GoodRx.com/GLP. That's GoodRx.com/GLP. GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used instead of insurance, including Medicare and other federal and state-funded programs.
Get your Cowboy Carter boots out. Queen Bee is going on tour.
After her big night at the Grammys, Beyonce announces her Cowboy Carter tour.
Nominate all my cowboys to the dance floor.
The 22 tour kicks off April 28th in Los Angeles. She'll also perform in Chicago, D.C., and Paris. Cowboy Carter is her 8th studio album, and it won Album of the Year at the Grammys, her first ever win in the category. Still no word on when tickets go on sale. Matt Piper, CBS News.
The Cleveland Browns star defensive end Myles Garrett has released a trade, requested a trade, with the hope of better positioning himself to play in a Super Bowl. He sent a statement to reporters expressing his wishes. The Browns finished last in the AFC North with a 3-14 record this season. General Manager Andrew Berry said last week that he would not trade Garrett, who's under contract with the Browns for 2 more seasons. Christopher Cruz, CBS News.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated in the best hearing aids of 2024 by USA Today, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, just $189.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aids.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 500,000 happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
What I know about courage, I learned from my adoptive mom. She said sometimes you just gotta hold on and know we'll get through this. Mom, we are so high up. Hold my hand.
No, you hold my hand.
Here we go.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more. This message is brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
All right, here we go. Welcome back to the Brightside, everybody. It's 5:07 in the p.m. We've reached the last hour of the Brightside, and we're definitely going to look at the bright side of things, and we all have to start with that traffic. Unfortunately, I'm sorry. That is just the way it is, but don't worry. The sun is going to be coming out from all this crazy traffic. Let's go take a look and see what our roadways on Guam is looking like. Right about now, it's actually pretty good, friends. So far, so good, but I know I'm going to retract that statement as soon as we hit 5:30. I just know it. And we'll definitely have that second report for you when we get there. But right now, let's see. The only traffic that I'm really seeing right now, we still got some traffic in Chalampago. For anyone who's trying to get out of the Chalampago area, right, Route 10, and you're trying to get out to Route 4 to either continue on to Chalampago or head towards Pago Bay, maybe make your way through Zotnia. It's quite a long line there, friends. And then as well as for those who are coming from Pago Bay trying to get to that Chalampago intersection. Otherwise, traffic in Otda, traffic in Sinahanya is pretty clear. Nothing in the Aflami area, which is really great to see. Hagania still got that scattered traffic throughout the intersection. Nothing that's going to hold you back, though. I think you'll move pretty smoothly. Let's see. There is traffic starting to build up. Excuse me. Oh my gosh, excuse me. All the hiccups today, all the air. But there is some traffic here on Route 10A. We're talking about for those who are trying to get out of Airport Road and make your way to the intersection where the 2 gas stations are on Route 1 to Muning. So if you are headed out that way, you're trying to get onto Route 1, it's going to be pretty busy. And you know what? I'm going to tell you the truth right now. It's going to build up real fast there. There's a lot of people trying to get in and out from that road. So look out for that. Other places I could point out here for anyone who's traveling through the Route 16 area, right after St. Paul Christian School, you do have some traffic there at that Harmon Loop intersection. So please just drive safely wherever it is you're headed to, friends. Again, we are in the midst of rush hour traffic, and we'll keep you up to date on what's going on. It's your real deal traffic report. Continue to keep it locked here on the other side of all of this. Of course, we'll be checking in with our boy Pauly Suba to get started here with the Brightside. Continue to keep it locked.
Start your day right with Mornings with Patty Arroyo every weekday morning from 6 to 10 a.m. Then meet me, Pauly Suba, in your afternoon on the Brightside. Ride the wave with us on your radio at 105.1 FM or stream us 24/7 at thewave105.com. The sound of Guam is Wave 105.1 FM.
Political status impacts almost every aspect of our lives on Guam, but many are unaware of our right to self-determination and decolonization. What does it mean, and how can it improve our quality of life? Join the conversation, ask some questions, and learn more about your right to self-determination and the 3 legitimate political status options for Guam. Tune in to Challenge the Status Quo every Monday from 10 a.m. to noon on Wave 105.1 FM, presented in partnership with the Commission on Decolonization and Glimpses Media.
Pat's Tinting and Detailing offers premier services from complete interior cleaning and VIP detailing. And to keep you cool, Pat's also offers factory, ceramic, blacked out, and base-approved auto tinting. For more information, call 647-SLAM.
All right, we're going to get the Brightside started here on Wave 105.1 FM. Of course, we want to thank our amazing sponsors for bringing you the Brightside with Pauly Suba. Thank you to our friends over at Chili's Grill and Bar. More life, great food and memories happen here. Thank you to our friends from Local Jerk. From our family farms to your family table. Serve and savor the freshness. Follow Local Jerk 671 on IG and FB or visit localjerkguam.com. We also want to thank our friends at Subway. You got to refresh to be fresh. Visit them online at subwaypacific.com and place your order. You can pick it up at your convenience or get it delivered to you. It's all powered by Good to Go. We also want to thank our friends at Micropack. Yes, indeed. Don't forget to check them out. Find your perfect match at the Made for Each Other sale. Follow Micropack 671 on IG and Facebook for more info and updates. We also want to thank our friends at GTA. We start with you. And also a big shout out to our friends at Sherwin-Williams. That's right. If you're ready for a fresh start, Sherwin-Williams is hiring inside and outside sales. Visit us in person Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. or call 671-646-8050 or email your resume to SW@PRI-Guam. I'm sorry, let me repeat that again. SW@PRI-Guam.com. Again, SW@PRI-Guam.com. Join our team today, ladies and gentlemen. We're about to start the Brightside. The views and opinions expressed in this show are that of the show hosts, guests, and callers. They do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of the staff and management of Wave 105 FM, Glimpses Media, or any of our partners. As we strive to provide quality, respectful, and engaging content, we welcome you to participate in the conversation. Thank you for tuning in to Wave 105 FM, the sound of Guam. Enjoy the show.
ISLA, Guam is where I'm from. Tautanu Itamoru, kingdom of our people. GUAM, island in the sun. From Jigo to Malesu, this land is all that we
Welcome
know.
to it. It's the 5 o'clock rush hour. If you're just tuning in, we've been talking about a couple things, mostly of the informational hearing, right, over at the Guam Congress building on GMH, right? But then we just transitioned into talking about the Grammys. Did you watch it? Some of my favorite performances, Chapel Roan, that was a lot of fun. She did the whole Pink Pony Club. I like that song, but when she did it live,
Even better?
Way better.
Oh, man, what a dream.
Way better. And then Sabrina Carpenter, who I hate.
You hate her?
I don't like her because we hate as a family.
Who in your family hates her?
Ava. Yeah. Because she loves Olivia Rodrigo.
You know what? We need to stop this woman hate. Okay, this was like Nicki Minaj.
But it's Sabrina's fault.
Okay, look.
It's Sabrina's fault.
I'm sorry, but Sabrina likes to share. She said in her song. She admitted it, okay? Don't you think she's getting the karma? I think she's getting the karma now because I agree with Ava. I don't think it was nice what she did.
It was not
How
very
dare
nice.
she?
It was not demure.
And now she's making songs. And you know what? Can I just say, we do have a call on the line.
Okay.
We'll get to soon. But
Okay.
I do want to say that, you know, I feel like if you listen to Sabrina's songs now, it sounds like Olivia's songs. Not in that way, maybe, or well, in the way where, you know how Olivia was very like breakup song or sad song, or you know, it's very emotion driven. I think when I listen to Sabrina's, I kind of hear the same sentiment, like, oh, I should have listened to my friends. You were a liar, and that was kind of the same thing that Olivia said, like, you're a liar. You said you loved me, but you loved that blonde chick.
Yeah.
Did you know that Sabrina also dated?
Yes, it's all because
Shawn
of
Mendes.
him. Yes. Oh, I thought you were talking about the High School Musical.
No,
kid.
so yeah, Olivia and
Okay.
Rodrigo, they shared that guy.
Okay.
And then Sabrina, the share that she is, also was hitting up Mr. Shawn Mendes.
Oh, okay.
But then Shawn Mendes ditched her and went back to Camila.
Ah,
So then Sabrina went to that Russian guy.
triangle.
Please.
What I will say is that performance was a lot of fun. Sabrina Carpenter's
She's a great
performance.
performer.
It was because it was very theatric, right? Like she's doing her thing, but then also being very funny, very
Yes.
comedic.
Yes.
Yeah, it was actually very entertaining. I still don't like her though.
That's okay. Thank you for, liking and not liking.
I'm appreciating.
That's
I'm
the word.
appreciating.
Thank you, sir. So I respect you.
Attorney Pete is on the line. Half a day.
Half a day, sir. You're on the air.
Oh, yeah.
Half a day, Pauly.
Hey, I thought you hung up. It was like, these guys talking about Chapel Roan. I'm out of here.
I have no clue to any of those references.
Okay, got it.
But I can tell you everything there is to know about J.D. Crutch.
Okay, yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, no, I've been listening on and off today. And, I just wanted to talk about the response that the AG gave regarding the hiring of his brother and his fiance.
Okay, for sure.
So, one thing, Pauly, first of all, I like talking to you because you're fair and balanced, and you ask probing questions. And unlike the other station when I call, they just really, are a huge supporter of Doug, and nothing you can say. You could say that he, tortures cats, and they would laugh and say, "Oh, that's cool," or whatever. But anyways, nothing you could say could change their mind, and that, it's a segue into what I'm about to talk about, right? So his response was, "Oh, it wasn't me. It was my chief deputy that hired them." We've had this conversation before. Come on, whose leg are you pulling, right? You're going to say you had nothing to do with that. And then just today, they sent another FOIA. I just saw it just minutes ago. Because
who sent it?
The chief deputy, Dave being the governor's office, the chief deputy who supposedly hired, Scott Moylan and Sheena Lynn Hawkins, the brother of Doug and the fiance of Doug, now his wife, Takako Guthrie, is now working at the AG's office, right? And the response is, well, these are unclassified positions, they're at-will employees, blah, 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 blah. Well, here's the rub, Pauly, and we got to really think about this, right, is that not all elected officials are politicians. You know this, right? The Ed Board is elected, but they're not politicians. They're nonpartisan. The CUC is elected, right? And they're not politicians. They're nonpartisan. The AG is supposed to be the same way. It's not supposed to be like, it's not supposed to be. There was actually there's actually regulations that he had removed, in order to allow him to hire unclassified, because before there was only one person that was supposed to be unclassified in the AG's office, and that's his chief deputy, right? He wasn't supposed to hire anyone else unclassified. That's the way it's always been. But he went and down to the legislature and have them change the rules just for him, because he is a politician and he wants to run the AG's office like a politician, and he wants to be able to, demand loyalty from people. But that's not what our AG's office was designed to be. It's not supposed to be a political office, Pauly.
Was this this was the 37th, obviously, right? Because it was just 2 years ago.
Right. It was the 37th that did this. I'm sorry?
Do you remember the bill?
They did it in the budget. They snuck it into the budget law. It was Therese Serlahi that did it. And so, it's kind of really disgusting and gross because
sneaking things into the budget.
Right? So it's disgusting and gross because what it is, he is, and I'll just say it, plain English language, he's a useful idiot for the senators. Right? Because he goes after their political enemies. And it's not necessarily just Republican or Democrat, because he was the useful idiot of Chris Barnett. He was the useful idiot of Therese Serlahi. But now, they're not in those committees anymore. So, and he's the useful idiot of the Republicans in general. Right? Mm-hmm. And so, that's the gross thing about what he's done to this office. He's literally taken the office, and allowed to run it like a fiefdom or a kingdom, and the basic bottom line is they're rewarding incompetence, and they're willing to do it because he's willing to do their bidding. Right? I'm talking about the legislature. They're willing to let him run that office into the ground. It's so gross and disgusting to see what's going on, but because he's politicized the office, which is not supposed to be a political office. The AG's office was never designed to be a political office, right? And he's made it a political office, and the senators were willing to feed the monster, right? They're willing to look the other way for the bad things that he's been doing because he's going after their political enemies, and this is the guy, and it's on record. I'm not saying anything that's not on record. This is the guy that, two of his ex-wives said that he beat them for years. They're willing to forget about that, They're willing to just brush that aside because you know what? He's going after my political enemy. So the enemy of my enemy is my friend. And so that's what this has devolved into. The incompetence, the ineptness is being rewarded, and it's because you're willing to do my dirty work for me. That's the gross and disgusting thing that's happened here on Guam. Is our Attorney General's office has become a political hit office, and it's gross and disgusting because we're not seeing justice. We're seeing prosecutions that are, ending up in dismissals or acquittals, and it's just so disgusting that they're allowing him to do this because it's politically expedient for them. And so they're willing to tolerate this and look the other way and brush aside all the warts and the imperfections. But guess who is the one who ends up, being harmed? The people of Guam. The people of Guam is being harmed. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to look at what he's been doing to show that he's gotten into the political fray. The AG's office was never designed to get involved in the political fray, right? Like I said last time we spoke, there's two things that the AG is supposed to do: is provide government services to the agencies and prosecute crimes. And he's failing at both of those, but they don't care. Senators, they don't care because he's doing their political dirty work for them. So
I feel you.
Yeah. They're willing to buy that, and you love this word, right? That malarkey. That I didn't hire my fiance and I didn't hire my brother. My chief deputy did. My second in command did. I'm a certified federal ethics trainer and investigator. That would not fly when it comes to the anti-nepotism in the federal government. That would not fly. And then now, now Joe Guthrie, the chief deputy, now his wife is working over there. The nepotism and like I said, the way it was before Doug took office, there was only one unclassified position at that office, which is the chief deputy. But he's been allowed to turn it into a political office, and that office was never supposed to be a political office.
I'm trying to find it. Is it this budget bill or 2024 budget bill?
It was the 2025. Well, the 2024 budget bill is what allowed him to hire unclassified folks.
I'm looking at the one. I'm looking at the latest one. Okay, I got to go back to the 2024 budget bill. Understood. Yeah. It is so. Because it's a political. I mean, you and I have had this conversation because it's a position that the people vote on, right? And so.
Right, it's an elected position, but it's not a political. Yeah. It's supposed to be apolitical.
I understand.
It says it. Yeah.
Yes, it does. And that is the whole reason why you all moved on to the general. There was no voting Democrat or Republican for the Attorney General. So
right.
Yeah.
It's nonpartisan. It's apolitical. But he's made it very political.
I understand, and so even my sentiments too is. To be honest with you, if the world was perfect, right, and ideally what we would want from our elected officials, Democrat or Republican, is when they are there, that they would be only considering the people, not the party. And I feel very strongly about our congressmen. Whoever it is, they need to really advocate for the people. Not just follow along the party, not be on, like I said earlier in the show, ride the curtails of the president. No, if there is something the president is doing that is affecting us negatively, he needs to advocate for us. And so I see your point with this attorney general. And so they should not be Republican. They should not be Democrat. But this is, and I've spoken to the attorney general, right? And so he even calls himself, he said he was monomaniac. He's monomaniac. So he's laser focused on one thing. And so he obviously does
but
have...
that one thing is not doing his job. He's doing everything other than his job.
Sure. So, and he's got ideals and he's not afraid to share it. So whether we agree with it or not, this is our attorney general for the next
unfortunate
2 years.
thing is he got elected on a catchphrase. He lied to the people. He continues to lie to the people. He continues to defraud the people. He's wasted millions of taxpayer monies. He's created a mockery out of that office. And anyone who says, "Oh, that's why we elected him so that he can go up against Lou," then that right, if it's Lou or whoever else, that's not what the AG is there for, folks. The AG is there to provide services, to uphold the law, to respect the rule of law, to provide justice, and he's not doing any of the above.
Well, so here's the thing too. He had said in his latest response to the FOIA to media that he has heard that the governor said he's my legal officer, right? So he says, no, I'm not. I am the people's elected attorney general. And so he's already made this stance. And so it's rubbing people the wrong way. But what I will say, people in the community, and I'm sure you've heard it too, people do want others to stand up to the governor. And so he is. And so anybody in our community that wants somebody to stand up to the governor, that's going to be their champion. That's going to be their champion.
When she's
whether I agree with it or not, that's the reality, right?
Right.
Yeah.
It can't be just one fixed, I'm against everything you do or say. You have to look at it on an issue-by-issue basis.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that.
One of the things, I was very highly critical of Levin Camacho, but, one of the things that I have to give him credit is when it came to things that the governor was doing, sometimes he agreed with her, and sometimes he actually fought her in court and won.
This is true.
But it wasn't made very public. But he did fight her on a couple of issues in court, and he won.
This is true. If anybody's trying to get in, 671-922-1052, 1052. because Attorney Pete is on this line, especially if you want to talk to him directly.
Right, but
go ahead, sir.
No, so all I'm saying is, we have allowed him to, take that office and really, really destroy it. And you don't have to take my word for it. Mm-hmm. Talk to the people that work there that aren't part of his clique, right? And they will tell you that they are just not able to meet their mission because his priority is grabbing headlines and doing other things. And so, we don't have investigators out there investigating the follow-ups for murders and rapes. We have them out there, ticketing panhandlers because it's a headline grabber, right? And so, there's a whole thing, a whole write-up that I just read that's similar, same exact playbook as Trump, right? He's not necessarily doing all these things because he thinks they're possible. He's doing it because it's grabbing the headlines, and it's
and then also
it's feeding his ego and making him look good. And some of the things that he's doing is actually backfiring on the United States, but only time will let that flesh out.
Also, he learned a lot of this stuff from Steve Bannon, where it's like, let's just throw a whole bunch of things and sign a whole lot of these executive orders, and then some will stick, some won't.
Right, and that's unethical, right? Well, for the president, he can do that, whatever. But for an AG, there's ethics that they have to follow, and he's been, called out many times by the Guam Supreme Court that what he's doing is unethical and that he's putting the licenses of his subordinate attorneys on the line for doing what they're doing. And, so far, nothing's happened. We need to, something's got to happen. He's got to get his license yanked or something, but he's definitely not doing his job. I will give him credit where credit is due. He is one slick politician. But ladies and gentlemen of Guam, the AG's office is not a political office. That's the problem. And people don't mind or are looking the other way because, you know what? He's serving our purpose. He's our useful idiot for today, right? When he's no longer their useful idiot, then they'll dispose of him. But he just continues to be their useful idiot.
That's it. We're good.
That's it.
Okay.
I think that's enough for the week.
Yeah. Well, you never know. Something else might pop off. It's only Tuesday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so there you go, Pauly. Thanks again for the time as always.
Absolutely. Because we do need more people like you, Attorney Pete. Whether I agree with some of the things that you're saying, there's a lot that I do agree with. We do need people that are vocal, that are concerned. And there's one thing that I do know about you is you are concerned about this community, and we need you in this community. You are so very talented. You continue to perpetuate the culture, and you have values, and I recognize the values, and I appreciate you very, very much. Thank you for
Sorry,
always...
Pauly, one last thing.
Yeah.
I appreciate that, and the feeling is mutual. But something just came, popped in my head as you were speaking. But we're having the Guam Police reunion in Las Vegas on the 27th of February. And I'm hosting that or emceeing that event, and we're nearly sold out. We have,
nice.
I think, we're down to like 15 tickets left. So whoever has been thinking about it or on the fence, and I know a lot of them are, hurry up and get your tickets to make sure you secure your spot, because the venue, does have limited seating. And if you don't secure your spot, then you're not going to be able to attend.
Send me that information, and I'll continue to share that. Ern actually wants to get in on the conversation. Are you down?
Sure. Okay. Ern used to work with me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ern, you're on the air with Attorney Pete. Let's go.
Hey, how are you doing?
LFG.
Buenas dos.
Buenas.
Long time no see and long time no hear, Pete.
Right. I think one of the last times we saw each other was in Afghanistan.
Yep. It's been a while. It's been a minute or two, but getting to that too also, you know as well as I know in the military, you cannot have that nepotism in that. You cannot have somebody commanding somebody that who are you related to.
Right, and that's what I was saying. In the federal government, this wouldn't fly. The excuse of, oh, I let my deputy be the one to hire, that excuse wouldn't fly.
That there definitely wouldn't fly. Because I've seen people that they have to move them out of that command into another command. Even if they're husband and wife, even if they're married or what, the husband or wife, whoever has the higher rank, cannot be commanding their own sibling or their spouse.
Yeah.
But the other problem with that, Nailokwe Earn, is that the other employees are going to be treated unfairly, right? So the family member is going to be allowed to come in late. The family member is going to be allowed to do this and that and not get in trouble. But if a regular employee does it, then they're going to get grilled for it. And so that's the favoritism part, right? Yeah, you don't want to allow them to favoritize their family member.
Mm-hmm.
And so for those people who say that there's nothing wrong with it, you try working in a situation like that. There are a lot of employees up at the AG's office right now that are suffering because of the conditions that have been created by Doug right now.
Yep, and there's a lot of things that need to be, I'm pretty sure it's somewhere in the, either, if not the Organic Act, then it must be somewhere in the government law where that your brother or sister cannot, or wife, fiance or whatever it is, because since that he put it out there that that's her fiance, that's his
right.
His
Correct. It's in the classified. It's in the classified employee scenario. But what he did is he went down and he had Therese Terlahi give him authorization so that he can hire unlimited unclassified people. And, normally a regular senator would be like, hell no, don't do that. But, because he's a useful idiot for her, she did it for him. You scratch my back, I scratch your back.
So that there goes into my saying of the magician part. Never mind what the other hand is doing, just watch this hand. I want you to watch this. Never mind what I'm doing with the other one. And then they'll sneak something in. And ta-da, there it is. And they make it appear. And whether you're awed by it or you agree with it, that, wow, it was amazing or not, or you're like, oh, that's all fake or whatever, that shouldn't have been done like that or whatever.
And here's the funny thing, Ern, is I was sounding the alarm. I was warning the senators. I was telling them this is not right. You can't do this. Don't let him do this. But did they listen? No. Instead, they gave him a $55,000 raise, right? That was Jesse Lujan. So, I like Jesse Lujan, but, you have to own up to your actions, right? You have to take responsibility for your actions. And if you do something like that, then it should be known. It should be public. It should be part of the conversation, right?
Yep. And then again, that whether he's bickering with the governor or whoever he's having a issue with, then they should be only in regards to the law, not personal feelings, not political affiliation or whatever, and stuff like that. You should be based off of the laws.
Look, he fights with everybody. He fights with Simon Sanchez. He just give it time. He'll fight with the school board next.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. He's going to pick a fight with everybody that he can to go and rattle, and, that's...
And that's not the role of the AG. He's not a political animal. He's not supposed to be a political animal. He's supposed to do his job, which is provide services to the agencies, not necessarily the governor. The governor has her own lawyers, right? But he's supposed to provide services to the agencies and as well, prosecute crimes. And for those two things, he's not doing his job in those two areas. But he is being a very, very political animal right now, and which is not what the AG's office was ever designed to be. That's why they made it an elected position, which is nonpartisan, because when the AG was appointed by the governor back in the day, that person was a political animal, right? Because you serve at the pleasure of the governor, and so that's why they took it away, so that you could be apolitical. But Doug can't help himself, and he's extremely political.
Yeah, see, so then now that they need to put a chain on that, I'm sorry to say.
Not a chain. They need to get rid of him. They need to replace him.
Yeah.
They need to recall him or something. They need to yank his license, something, because he's under investigation for a lot of, and this is not private information. I'm not revealing any secret information, but he's under investigation for a lot of unethical things that he's done.
Okay, but now, what happened to all those cases where that he wanted to take the other so-called directors to court and everything like that? I haven't heard anything about that.
That's exactly what I'm saying. He's not doing his job. Remember, he said something like 44 cases that they're investigating. Where's the indictments? Where's all that?
Those two were dismissed.
See?
The only two that he indicted got dismissed.
Yeah.
Well, no, he didn't get dismissed. He got disqualified from the case, And with respect to the other 44 cases that were under investigation, it doesn't take that long. Come on. We're going on 2 years now since he pulled out of servicing the agencies because he's investigating them for criminal activity. Right? Remember what they say, Ernie, in the police department? Don't make promises you can't keep.
Yep.
Remember how we used to say that in the Guam Police Department? Don't threaten to arrest someone if you can't arrest them.
Yep.
Well, that's what his thing was. He was threatening to go after people, but he's like a toothless tiger. He can lick you, but he can't bite you.
If he does bite you, it's only gums, no teeth.
That's what I'm saying, right? Toothless tiger.
Thanks to the two of you. I got to run for my last break, but I appreciate you both calling in.
Thank you, Pauly.
Okay, Ern. Take care.
Okay, Ern. See you around.
You too.
All right.
Okay, my brother. Take care.
Take care. I'm trying to find this dang budget bill, and so I'm on the 34th Guam legislature. I'm trying to find their budget bill, so I don't know if we'll take the break, and then I'll try to look at all of these public laws here. It should be somewhere in December or November, but we'll see if I can get that. It's a game now. It's a game for me. Will I win? Will I find this law in a few minutes when we do the break? We're going to find out on the other side. Wave 105.
Alrighty, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. It's your last look at rush hour traffic to see what's going on out there on the streets. Thank you so much to our sister station, Power 98, for forwarding us the message that there is an accident after FD going towards Zotnia at the Chalampago intersection. And man, that's a pretty bad one because we already know that specific line, the line that would take you to turn into Pago Bay, right, to head towards Zotnia. That line could already be so long during rush hour traffic. And then with the accident, again, just hoping that everyone is okay, and hopefully police and emergency vehicles and medics are on the scene to take care of that. But again, just be aware that there is an accident right in front of right after FD going towards Zotnia Chalampago intersection. So just be on the lookout for that, friends. And then even as I'm looking here at looking at our streets, it is definitely busy there at the Chalampago intersection. Mangila's okay. It's not looking too bad for anyone who is headed towards the intersection where Dairy Road is and Pagat Road. Let's see. My intersection is looking good in Chalampago. Sinahanya, there's a lot of traffic for those who are coming up from the hill and making your way towards Sinahanya, right? From Hagatnya to Sinahanya, there is some heavy traffic, but I feel like that's your usual 5:30 traffic. It does get pretty busy on that hill there as everyone is getting ready to head home. Route 8 is looking pretty okay for anyone who's trying to get in or out of the Momontoto Maiti area. Barragata Triner section, for those who are coming from MTM, making your way to the Barragata Triner section, it will be some traffic there, but that's like your usual. And honestly, as soon as the light turns green, everything moves pretty fast. Lots of traffic everywhere. Just a couple more places to cover here, friends. We are looking at traffic as well as in the airport road. I did mention that earlier. It does get pretty backed up, but I am seeing heavy traffic as well for those headed northbound on Route 1. For anyone who is passing the airport road intersection, right, where the two gas stations are, you can expect a long line of cars that does not really end until the intersection on North Marine Corps Drive, Route 1, right, where you have many different restaurants and that shopping area there. So please just drive safely, friends. Lots of traffic. It is rush hour. But again, I encourage you not to rush during this hour. Just take it slow and we'll all make it home. And that right there is your Real Deal traffic report. Again, continue to keep it locked here on the other side. We'll be wrapping up the Brightside with Pauly Suba.
Start your day right with Mornings with Patty Arroyo every weekday morning from 6 to 10 a.m. Then meet me, Pauly Suba, in your afternoon on the Brightside. Ride the wave with us on your radio at 105.1 FM or stream us 24/7 at thewave105.com. The sound of Guam is Wave 105.1 FM.
Political status impacts almost every aspect of our lives on Guam, but many are unaware of our right to self-determination and decolonization. What does it mean and how can it improve our quality of life? Join the conversation, ask some questions, and learn more about your right to self-determination and the 3 legitimate political status options for Guam. Tune in to Challenge the Status Quo every Monday from 10 a.m. to noon on Wave 105.1 FM, presented in partnership with the Mission on Decolonization and Glimpses Media.
Pat's Tinting and Detailing offers premier services from complete interior cleaning and VIP detailing. And to keep you cool, Pat's also offers factory, ceramic, blacked out, and based-approved auto tinting. For more information, call 647-SLAM.
CBS News Brief. Only tariffs on China are going ahead for now, and CBS's Kelly O'Grady says that has companies looking for products from other countries.
It depends on the industry of how long that would take effect because of inventory, different sourcing. Maybe a company might be able to get something from Taiwan instead of China.
The DOJ wants more information about FBI agents who worked on January 6th cases. CBS's Scott McFarland on the effect that could have on the Bureau.
This sends a message to be mindful of potential political criticisms coming down the road to new cases you undertake. Has a real chilling effect on agents and employees.
The new head of the Department of Homeland Security, Kristi Noem, met with Louisiana's governor and New Orleans police to talk about security for the Super Bowl.
As we go forward and we plan big events like this, we are going to make sure that we have safe events and that we're partnering together with federal agencies, with state agencies, and with local agencies.
CBS News Brief. I'm Christopher Cruz.
KGUM-FM, Hagatnya, Guam. The sound of Guam is Wave 105 FM.
No worries, everybody. We are not close to that top of the hour. We are just about to get started here again to finish off the rest of the Brightside with Pauly Suba. Let's go ahead and get started. The views and opinions expressed in this show are that of the show hosts, guests, and callers. They do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of the staff and management of Wave 105 FM, Glimpses Media, or any of our partners. As we strive to provide quality, respectful, and engaging content, we welcome you to participate in the conversation. Thank you for tuning in to Wave 105 FM, the sound of Guam. Enjoy the show.
ISLA, Guam is where I'm from. Tautanu Itamoru, kingdom of our people. GUAM, island in the sun. From Jigo to Molest, this land is all that we know.
Welcome back at the Brightside right here on Wave 105. I won, but I also lost.
Then maybe you didn't really lose.
Right?
Yeah. Did you?
So the reason why I could not find it
was
they passed this. Well, they didn't. The governor didn't even pass this dang bill.
Oh.
She let it lapse into law. And then I guess they were working on this budget bill for fiscal year 2024 for so long that it was finally like submitted in the 37th Guam legislature.
Oh.
Right? So the bill number is 37. When I was looking for 36, that's why. But I still haven't found the part where it starts talking about initiative related to criminal justice information system integration report. And then after that, it does talk about appropriation to the Public Defender Service Corporation, electric monitoring program, family visitation center. So that's the part where I lost. Unified Judiciary of Guam. So it talks about the adult and juvenile drug courts. So the part where I lost is just trying to find what Attorney Pete Santos was talking about, allowing the Attorney General to hire more than just one unclassified employee. So I think I'm where I'm supposed to be. I just haven't quite found where Attorney Pete is talking about. There's something else that's pretty interesting, right? So I found this online, and you're talking about deportations, right? And ICE has been activated. So ICE is in Guam. Yeah, the U.S.
I saw it on
Homeland
Reddit.
Security is in Guam.
So that's for
under
real.
ICE. So you heard this? You saw this?
So on Reddit.
ICE raids have expanded to Guam.
So I did. Sorry, what am I trying to get at? On Reddit, Pauly, someone posted a picture
Yes.
saying that ICE is here on Guam, and people were like, "How can you?"
Is this the
Yes,
photo?
that was the photo,
is
but
the
those
photo?
people were blurred out.
Yeah, they're blurred out.
Oh, okay. That was the photo, and that's what they
They're
posted
here in
on
Guam
Reddit.
as
And
of January 31st from Hawaii.
crazy because there was people commenting under that, Pauly,
Yeah.
saying, "How do you know that's Guam?
It
That's
is.
probably out there in the different islands."
No,
so
this
it's,
is a legit
I'm going back on Reddit.
website. And so this is a photo from U.S. Homeland Security Investigations, Enforcement and Removal Operations, U.S. Marshal Service officers seen in Guam on January 31st. It's briefly talking about it, though, but the operation in Guam was carried out by officers from HSI, Enforcement and Removal Operations, and the United States Marshal Service deputies on January 31st. It's a photo that's shared by HSI Honolulu, showed officers appearing to apprehend immigrants in an alleyway with some individuals sitting on the ground. And so they don't really talk about it much more after that. John's on the line. Who goes first? John? Yes. All right, John, you're first, and then Vince is going to be next. We only have 8 minutes, so it's go time for you, sir.
Hey, my friend, how you doing? Real quick, man.
Yeah.
You were keeping up with the hearing today with Senator Sabrina?
Yeah. What's your take?
Man, honestly, I watched it to the end, and the way it sounds like, man, I mean, they did GMH dirty. I mean,
Who did? The administration?
the administration, I mean, they made use of $10 million, but then there was a disconnect in the communication. It's either between the administration and DOA and BBMR.
Yeah,
As
Lester
to,
Carlson said.
as to that deadline, which I guess she was dumbfounded. Lillian was dumbfounded about that.
And their lawyer also.
Yeah, and it sounds like they're just taking all the monies from every department, every agency to put into that hospital fund, man. That's the way I see it.
That's what Senator Chris Barnett had said.
Exactly. So they like staying under the bus, not only being thrown under the bus.
That's what he said too. You did you did watch it. Apparently, you want to stay under the bus.
Yeah, that was the catch of that, man. But there's something going on that needs to be really looked into, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Speaker Blas. I mean, he. I mean, you can tell just by looking at him, how he's responding and reacting to all the response. I think he's kind of hot right now, so it looks like it's going to get ugly come.
So that's my thing is the release that the administration said was it's going to another project to GMH, right? So I'm not thinking it's going to another project, the hospital, but then we hear from BBMR Director Lester Carlson explaining why GMH didn't receive the remaining $9 million and that ARPA funds went to the new hospital.
Exactly, but
so I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah, but the thing is, though, I mean, you've already given the money. It was already, I don't know if they call that a promise from the governor. But the thing is, you took that first $10 million, and Senator Teichman hit the nail right in the head and called out Lester Carlson about it as to what is the difference. You already used the $10 million, and then there's additional additives on the documents or whatever guidelines that they didn't know of. So, you know what I mean? It's how did you manage to use the first $10 million and not, follow the guidelines with the second, for the second round of $10 million, right?
Yeah.
So, it's confusing. Like I said, man, it sounds dirty. That's my take on it. And I think they got to really look into it, man. Like, somebody should call in the shots, as the way I see it. And everything's being pulled for that funding for the new hospital, which they still, can't even come to an understanding with, Guam Housing and, with the landowners and all, right? So, I don't know, man. It's going to get crazy.
Well, Deputy Director says he has zero worries.
Oh, we'll see when that happens when it comes down to the hearing.
Otherwise, he said he's going to resign. You heard that part, right?
Yeah, just like how Senator Parkinson told Posadas, you might as well resign because,
Well, he said, said I would, I have lost faith in the hospital leadership.
Yeah, true. I mean, I don't know, man. It's crazy. It was a good one today.
Right. I'm going to run because I want to let Vince get in, and we don't get paid overtime, so I know Vince has a lot to say. Okay.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
All right.
Thank you.
Adios. Howdy, Vince. You're on the radio.
Hey, Pauly. You're having a great show, man. All-star clap.
Oh, no. It's all thanks to the people calling in like yourself, so go for it.
Well, so if I could maybe try to do like a Taylor Swift song, summarize all the emotion and angst that you just undergone, because it sounds like you're going to have to go through some therapy after all this because you got unloaded upon.
Hey, I looked into it, right, and you just have a really good memory because, yes, Lillian Paris Posadas did say, truthfully, we could shut down the hospital. She just didn't say it recently, sir. She said it in 2023.
Yeah, right. So 5 years ago, when she said that the hospital was dangerous and that if they didn't get any subsidies, that people would die. And so 5 years later, they got the subsidies, but instead of fixing the problems like the electrical panel, the HVAC system, the mold, we find out today that the governor didn't think they knew how to fill out forms, and so the governor's office stole the money and took it over to the new hospital in Manilao. So just to summarize, it does sound like there's a lot of anger in the streets of Guam, in the villages of Guam, and you have people with a lot of chickens in their backyard like me who just want to, live on Guam and die on Guam.
I love it.
We don't want to have to go off island to, get our medical care. But, GMH is going to remain a filthy, dirty mess. I'm with Will Parkinson. I think this leadership at the hospital needs to resign. They failed spectacularly. They have no new solutions. They want everybody to just get along. But, meanwhile, people are dying, and that hospital is filthy. And so for them to say that it's never been condemned, well, they just got condemned all day long today. Welcome to the condemnation club, because you just got condemned. But, I want to kind of wrap it up with just all the great callers you have, people from different walks of life and having different issues, but what it all comes down to is wanting to improve our lives and not wanting to hear excuses like, that's my brother or that's my girlfriend. We just want to get results. We don't want to see nepotism ruin the services for our government. We don't want things to fail at Simon Sanchez. We don't want to see all these failures all over the government and then hear from our elected officials that there's nothing we can do about it, that we just need to wait till next year. 5 years later, we're going to still have a hospital that's filthy dirty and is as dangerous as it was before when I think they gave them like $60 million the last time, right? So none of that money apparently got into fixing the hospital. Maybe they got $2 million in capital improvement projects. And let me just summarize this all by putting it all on the line. The Guam Hospital, which went through a raking today, makes $134 million. It generates $134 million a year. It collects $134 million a year. If it was a food truck, it'd be a very successful food truck, and it could hire a lot of people and serve really good food. But instead, it focuses on hiring people using nepotism and political patronage to get Josh Tenorio elected governor or try to get Ginger Cruz elected to Congress. It's all about, it's everything that Attorney Pete's talking about, all that ugliness that we just need to flush out. It needs to go away, and we need to quit playing around. The politics on Guam is toxic. It's killing people. The mold is killing people. The only thing that's keeping us going is that people like you look on the bright side, and then you endure, right? Because you show up every day, and we're not going to quit. We're not going to stop complaining about this. We're not going to give up because we know it can be better. When we go to the States, it's always better. When we go to Hawaii, it's always better because those people care. Those people put in the work. Those people fix things. They don't make excuses. Nothing's perfect, so it's a continuous process. But again, I'm getting invaded by military command.
Okay. You be careful.
That's what I wanted to say.
You be
So
safe,
that was my
sir.
Taylor Swift song for the day.
I'm looking forward to your statements tomorrow, so thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Okay, adios. Exactly what he just said kind of reminds me of three very powerful words: diversity, equity, inclusion. Very powerful words. Not derogatory. 6 o'clock on the dot. We're going to get out of here. Yeah, we did it. Get out of here. Tomorrow we've got Patty Arroyo, Mornings with Patty, Rolling with Dice, 6 to 10. And it's Wednesday, so you've got the Maximum Millennium Music that's going to take us back to another Brightside from 2 to 6. And then Uncle Johnny and his Admiral, Auntie Bobby, going to be doing the Vet Talk show tomorrow from 6:30 to 8. So lots to tune into. Stay here on Wave 105 tomorrow. Actually, stay here right now because we got the light nights for you all the way till midnight, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and then we do the island music. That'll take us to Patty?
No, it's actually...
It's all light night all the way?
It's light night until 12, and then from the 12 to the 6... I think you're right.
It's island music.
I hear island music.
Because I wake up to island music.
Yeah, no, okay.
Yeah.
I was like,
yeah.
Oh my God. Do I work here?
There you go.
Who am I?
So that's what we got. Keep it here to Wave 105, the sound of Guam. Everybody get home safe. Be kind to each other, especially out on those roads. Adios.